So what's up?
SJW I'm talking about. Nothing.
Just
I'm
fucking.
tired. Very tired, actually.
Hey, let's raid him after if he's still talking whenever we're done.
He probably won't be on. He was on whenever I got on,
Oh,
whenever I got on Twitch.
understandable.
All right, I need this ad to end so I could see if my audio is in sync with my video. All right. It is.
Oh heck, I just want to look it up real quick to make sure. The only thing VIPs can do, uh, is they can chat without being. Oh, they can chat when it's in sub only mode, and they can post links when links are disabled. That's all. That's all they can do. So I'm not giving him the ban hammer or anything.
Yeah, I doubt he's gonna, he's gonna need to be like, he's gonna be posting shit that we don't want on there.
Yeah, he seems to be a respectable human being, at least to some degree.
Some degree. Did you watch Washington poll in its entirety?
I watched most of it. Like I started watching it like 8:30.
When did I pretty much watched it the whole way through. I pretty much watched the
Oh
entire
no,
four
so wait,
hours.
no, so 7:30. So I watched like 3.5 hours. You know what I mean? I watched a half hour into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Link me.
what's new about Hunter Biden?
Just broke mainstream that he died. Oh really? Did he die?
I would be shocked.
Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's between the two streams. I'm pretty slick, eh? Dude, I'm slick as fuck. I'm just fucking with you guys. I figured you were. You know I don't care about Hunter
I was gonna
Biden.
say I've been literally consuming news all day. There's no chance that the second I stop,
Dude,
something big happens.
Jesus Christ. Why does Twitter's CEO look like he's fucking homeless? You
Dude,
see
Jack
that?
Dorsey.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Why? Hold up. Actually, I think that's what I wanted to talk about was like the tech hearings. I think that's kind of important. Yeah, it looks like he's fucking homeless. Jesus Christ. Looks fucking rough.
Oh, dude, look at that beard.
My lord, here. My god. Looks like the dude that works at the fucking coffee shop I go to. Like he looks like a barista at a coffee shop. Like
Wow. I mean, have you seen like his Twitter? Because his Twitter profile picture looks nothing like that.
oh, I've not. I don't follow Jack Dorsey at all.
Well, neither do I. It's just that his tweets get, promoted and stuff. Especially after they took down like the New York Post stuff, he had to like post or he had to tweet stuff out like elaborating why they did it.
What's his net worth? Oh, he's very wealthy. His net worth is 9 billion. He's exorbitantly wealthy.
Yeah, man. Hey, whenever you own like the largest platform, the largest, just platform in general, news, media, entertainment, you're gonna get rich.
ZZ, what's up, my dude? He's looking like Rasputin. He is. Looks like he's about to have sex with the Tsar's wife. Imagine being that rich and not a Republican. I know. What a Chad move.
Very, yeah, that's an oxymoron right there. Somebody who's worth $9.4 billion and is not a Republican.
That's like Bill Gates and like Warren Buffett too. Oh, for real, what's the news of the day? Oh, we're going over some ACB stuff. Alec wanted to review some stuff from the debate we had last stream. And what was the other thing you said?
Right wing militias.
Oh yeah, right wing militias.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, not that's not to say like about Jack Dorsey. That's not to say that like Republicans don't also or Democrats don't also entertain the interests of the ultra wealthy. It's just that Democrats are a little bit more explicit about it.
Yeah. Oh, Joey C. Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, I'll say we'll get to that. We'll get to that take what he's doing with
We always talk. That's probably what we'll talk about first. Is just to talk about the election a little bit.
Hang on, okay, guys, real quick. Tech CEOs, okay? You gotta fuck one, you gotta marry one, and you gotta kill one. Jack Dorsey, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos. Go.
Well, obviously you want to marry. You know what? Marry Bill Gates because that man is near death.
Marry Bill.
Fuck Jeff Bezos because he cheated on his ex-wife and she got half his stuff, so he's probably
Did you know?
There's definitely a parallel between the situation there. Then kill Jack Dorsey.
Hang on. What do you mean? What do you mean TOS, bro? We're good. We can talk about which tech CEO we want to fuck, marry, and kill. Oh wait, we can't speak about Daddy Bezos on Twitch though. don't speak ill-gotten gains of our
fuck, marry, kill in a video game.
In Minecraft. In The Sims. You should marry one of the lightweight investors, like Ashton Kutcher. I didn't know he wasn't. I didn't know he did invest.
No, you want to marry one of the older ones, because you want to marry, whenever they're nice, like old, like ripe age, like I'm talking like late 60s, early 70s, and then they die, and then you get all their money, or at least you get like a hefty inheritance.
Should marry one, yeah.
What would you do, Cody?
I was thinking, probably okay. I mean, I don't know. I have no. I would say depends on which one has less hair. I feel like Jack Dorsey's a hairy looking dude, and I feel like Jeff Bezos isn't. So I feel like Jeff Bezos is probably my fuck. Jack Dorsey's the kill, and I'd probably marry Bill Gates. I feel like Bill Gates is like a nice guy to live with. I feel like he's just like a gentle guy. He just seems like.
Or if your decisions are going to be like politically motivated, you're gonna want to kill Jeff Bezos and not kill Jack Dorsey, because he's been able to, especially lately, he's been cracking down on like far right wing stuff. He's been censoring Donald Trump whenever he's just spreading just crazy shit on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, so but Bezos hates Trump too. Don't forget that. He doesn't. They don't like
they all hate Trump.
Oh yeah, none of them are on good terms with him because they threaten because he threatens their platforms because Trump violates their TOS, and then they're like, well, we gotta ban him, but like we can't because they'll go after us and get all his dipshit followers to like say that there's a conspiracy against him or some shit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look up.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. There's definitely plots to kill like all of them right now in like right wing militia groups or like QAnon circles. There's definitely plots to kill all of them. But if Jack Dorsey was to actually like ban Trump off Twitter and just completely deplatform him, he would have to go on like death watch or what is like some kind of like secret protection. He would need some serious he would need to be defended from people actually out there trying to kill him.
Yeah, hang on. This is the funniest thing in the world. All right, I don't know if it's still. I figure it's still the same. Did you know that Jeff Bezos is only following one person on Twitter? Okay. And it's his ex-wife. The only person he's following on Twitter is his ex-wife, all right? And then guess what?
I feel like I knew
his
that.
His ex-wife doesn't even follow him back, dude. What a fucking simp. Simp. Yeah, he has all this fucking money, but he's a simp. What a cock.
He's just sad. He's coping.
People would not pay to see those. Pay to see what? What were we just talking about? Pay to see what?
Oh, he's talking about the Saudi Arabians. They allegedly have Jeff Bezos' nudes or something.
Oh. I mean, he looks like he's just like a super fucking skinny dude. Like he's probably just a twig. Yeah, he looks like he's a fucking twig. So.
I mean, in all honesty, it doesn't matter how he looks, just his appearances. He's literally the richest person to have ever existed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this dude, this image just gives me like satanic vibes. Like I don't like this picture at all. Like it just makes me very uncomfortable. Cause like he has one eye like open really wide, like this one's squinting, and she's like, like I mean she looks pretty good in front of the camera, but like Jeff Bezos like just not at all. He's like hunching into the to the shot. Like I just don't like the way this image looks. It's very unsettling.
Well, that's with all like the rich people, except for Bill Gates. Bill Gates is just like a dude
Oh
who's just massively wealthy. But like Mark Zuckerberg doesn't even look like a human being anymore.
yeah.
Same with Trump, same with like dude, a lot of like these ultra wealthy people just have like these really like just a single distinct thing about them that's just like it fits into like that uncanny valley where it's just something that's a little bit off about them that just throws you completely off. Except you could probably make an argument for like Mark Zuckerberg, like that dude looks like an actual like robot lizard alien.
Yeah, Bill Gates does a lot of money with he does a lot of things with his money. He did him and Warren Buffett like made the giving, but like I think Jeff Bezos flat out said that he like doesn't believe in philanthropy in full on in being he's not interested in being a full on rapist like
I'm a full on.
I'm a full on rapist. Microsoft makes the majority of its money through litigation. Really? I don't believe that. How tall will Barron Trump get? He's already 6'5". Before is he really? Dude, he's what a fucking legend.
I don't know if he's 6'5".
Dude, what a fucking legend. Barron Trump's a fucking legend. How?
Although he does have, you know, Ukrainian model genes mixed with Trump genes, and Trump's like pretty tall as well.
Oh, it says he's nearly as tall. Trump's at least like 6 feet tall, and he's taller than Trump.
Trump's like 6'1", 6'2". Yeah, Donald is 6'2".
Holy shit!
That's
dude,
up in the air. You never really know because he's the type of dude to just completely inflate everything about him. We all know that. So what makes you think he's not going to include his height in there?
Dude, this kid has fucking Aryan genes. Look at it. He's fucking massive, dude. Fucking Slender Man. Like, yeah, Donald's 6'2", and he's taller than dude. He's at least 6'5". Like, holy shit, dude! Get this man a fucking.
Okay.
What's that?
I was gonna say I'll take that back. Maybe he is actually 6'5".
Yeah, I was saying, dude,
Like, that's a tall child.
Yeah, I was saying, dude, get this fucking kid a basketball scholarship. Holy shit! Like,
that is a tall kid. I wonder if he gets bullied because his dad Donald Trump. I'd imagine.
dude, what a fucking legend. Dude, his outfit's dripping, dude. He's always dripping. Like, look at this drip he's got going on. Oh wait, I don't want to open the link. I want the image. Look at this drip he's got going on. Look at that. Oh shit. Absolutely dripping. You know, and obviously the famous the expert shirt. But yeah, what a legend. How many people we got in chat now? 6.
Well, we might as well take a look at the old election. See how everybody's polling.
Yeah, no. Last thing though is like anytime I see Trump in a suit, like Trump always like he looks so fucking ugly in his suits. Like Barron doesn't look bad in suits. He just like Trump just can't dress for shit. I don't know what it is.
Well, he's an old dude. You know, old dudes, famously have a really hard time fitting into suits.
Yeah, because he always
especially Trump, an obese 74-year-old dude.
Oh yeah, dude,
but if you look at like the suits themselves, like the material, he easily wears like $10,000 suits.
Trump's the only thing. I don't know, dude. Whenever he's just wearing like a polo shirt and slacks, you can see his whenever he's on the golf course, you can see his fucking thick ass cakes he's carrying around.
Dude, he looks worse than he looks worse.
That's the joke, dude. Let's see where we at. Oh, look at that, dude. We're at 11 and 88 now. Oh my lord. Just keeps getting worse. Like,
yeah, it keeps shifting further and further out of Trump's favor.
Holy shit! Look at that. Look at all these states that are now in the blue. Yeah, Iowa's now in the blue. Oh, by a slim margin, 49.4 to 49.3. Holy shit, that's a slim fucking margin.
There's that, and then I think Georgia actually just flipped blue as well.
Yeah, Georgia's at 49.9 to 49.4. Yeah, just bare. Same with our Florida's 50. Yeah, Georgia and Iowa are like neck. Yeah, it's like I believe he's gonna win Iowa. I fucking hope so, dude. I really hope so.
Who, Biden or Trump?
Oh wait, who's? Wait, yeah. I was like, who are you referring to? I mean, I would honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if either of them won. It's a solid purple state.
Yeah, like the real coin flips are gonna be like North Carolina, Iowa, probably maybe even Ohio. Ohio might be a coin flip. Same. I don't want to say Florida's a coin flip. Just have a really bad feeling Florida's gonna go to Trump. But the thing is, if Florida does end up going to Trump, that's kind of like that has no consequence on the Biden campaign because he's not really interested in Florida. If Biden does get Florida, that's it, it's over. But Trump winning Florida isn't necessarily like detrimental to the Biden's campaign.
Yeah, dude, I fucking hope Trump. I hope Trump wins Texas, dude. If Trump wins, or no, not Trump, but if Biden wins Texas, oh my lord, it's over.
Yeah, it would be over.
Oh my god, yeah. I was saying because
there's
just,
like yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, just the combined of like California, New York, like Illinois, Texas, just winning all those, like, and then that bam, dude, it'd be over. Like, yeah, if Trump wins Iowa and Pennsylvania,
it would be important. Like, what's that?
I don't know. I was reading if Trump wins Iowa and Pennsylvania, you'll both be in red states. Yeah, I mean, we were both. I mean, he won both these states last election.
We're both already in red states.
Yeah, I mean, I would say traditionally, I mean, they're both like pretty solid purple states, but we'll see if we win them back.
Shit, what was I gonna say?
Yeah, I'll say so.
I forget. Probably something about.
I like this.
About Texas. About Texas. Yeah, that's a good system that they have there. But the thing about that is Biden can, he doesn't even have to worry about Texas really. It's going to have like just a natural blue shift from the influx from a bunch of other progressive states. But right now he doesn't have to worry about Texas because he's probably going to win by a large enough margin for Trump to not even really contest it, at least like on a national scale. Now, if you go state by state, then yeah, that's where you have to worry about it. That's why you have to go out and vote for Biden as to, widen that margin to the greatest extent possible. But if Biden does end up winning Texas, that would remove any shadow of a doubt that Biden just clearly took this election. It was a complete landslide. And it's like the embarrassing defeat to not only get Trump out of office, but just to shut everybody up forever.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. I like this map a lot better than that other with a 270 to win. I like this map a lot better. Hang on. Let's go through. Actually, this could be a quick, nice segment. See, here's all the key swing states. Let's go through. Who do you think is going to win?
Have you seriously never seen this map before?
No, not on this side. I usually go to 270 to win. I've never seen this one.
Yeah, this one will actually show you like outcomes depending on who wins swing states.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. Who's taking Arizona? Who do you think?
I have no idea, but if you put Trump for Florida, for instance, I want to prove my point.
Okay, Trump for Florida.
Only Trump for Florida. Just make that your only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, whenever that happens, it's not detrimental to Biden's campaign, right? It's not even to the point where the election comes to a 50-50. Biden is still a relatively heavy favorite. Mm-hmm. He can get by easily without winning Florida. But then if you put Biden as a winner for Florida, Trump is completely disqualified from the election. Like you consider it over.
Yeah, it's over. Because that's I honestly I feel like that's why Trump switched his home state to Florida. I feel like he did that. Just for
that makes what he's doing right now even weirder because he just diverted all of his ad funds that were allocated to Florida and moved them all up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania.
Okay, because he's not. I mean, because he did win Wisconsin last time. He's not fucking winning Minnesota. That's for sure.
He's not winning Minnesota, and if he wins one of those four states, he has the best possibility probably in Pennsylvania because I know right now. Democratic supports or Democratic ballots are being counted like they're winning by a massive margin in Wisconsin. They're edging Trump out a little bit in Michigan, and Pennsylvania is still a toss-up because they're not allowed to they're not allowed to announce the partisanship of each ballot that's cast until the election day.
Yeah, actually looking at this, yeah, it says if Trump wins Pennsylvania, then like the odds turn heavily in his favor if he can win
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, this election is going to literally be decided by Pennsylvania.
Yeah, let's pick another or Ohio. Yeah, Trump will probably win Ohio, so it's not a big deal. What about oh yeah, see if Biden wins Texas. Oh yeah. yeah. Yeah, if Biden wins Texas, as we were saying, it's literally all over. It's done
Riots
for.
and fracking, good for Trump in Pennsylvania. That's good for him in Western Pennsylvania. Like
Yeah.
those are issues that definitely hit hard with people in Western Pennsylvania, but Eastern Pennsylvania is extremely progressive. Hopefully they're enough to counteract all the idiots out here where I live.
Yeah, actually, I looked at this interesting map. If you want to take a look at it, Western Pennsylvania is one of the most racist areas in the United States. Did you know that?
I completely believe it.
Yeah, you're not shocked.
But wait, by what metric did they measure that?
So obviously you can't just ask people like, "Are you racist?" because people are gonna say no. So what they did is they looked at the locations of people Google searching racial slurs and tweeting racial slurs, and they just average, or like tweeting like or posting on Facebook, like, you know what I mean. And then they average the areas where like those posts are most commonly found, and Western Pennsylvania is one of those areas.
Now, is that because we're just genuinely like the most racist area in the country, or is that because we have like that just like perfect mix of like rural white people mixed in with like urban black people, and the exposure is just enough to where it triggers kind of like that reflexive response to where white people are just like, all black people suck. I can't stand them, throwing slurs all over the place.
Hang on. I'm looking it up.
Oh my God, I would believe that. Yeah, it's definitely not a hard thing to not believe. The anecdotal evidence is definitely there for me.
Oh
and
yeah.
Cody.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, actually, and Pancake too. She's lived there for a while. Where's the map? I want the full map. There it is. There it is. Look at that. That's the most racist area of the country. Right there.
Right down Appalachia, dude.
Yep. And the South, and the Deep South, like the Texas Triangle. Little bit on the upper parts of Michigan. Yeah, same. A little in northern Minnesota. That looks like Kansas City, so a little bit in Kansas City. But yeah. Yeah, the West Coast, or just the West in general is surprisingly.
That kind of does make sense, because if you go down south, it's still like relatively racist. But like I said, they don't have enough like exposure to just like black people and black culture for them to like initiate that like racist reflex that they have in them. It's just something that never really crosses their mind. Whenever you go to like the Rust Belt up by Pennsylvania, Ohio, all that deep red area there, right in kind of like the middle, that's where you get the mix, and that's where you get people that are like, they experience black people, so that gives them an avenue to be more, expressive with their hatred.
Yeah, and if you look, Rhode Island is oddly, Rhode Island is very racist. Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, Connecticut a little bit.
Oh yeah, why is Rhode Island like the only red part up there?
Yeah, Connecticut a little bit. What else? Yeah. But I would say just I guess pretty much the South and like the Rust Belt seems to be where it's the worst. The northern Midwest seems to be fairly green. Just the West in general is good, except just this looks like L.A. and then the Inland Empire seems to be pretty racist.
Are they including boomer as a slur? I wish. An actual shirt I saw in Western PA: sweet as sugar, hard as ice. Ice fool me once, I'll shoot you twice. That's that's Western. That's Pennsylvania for you.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking Pennsylvania, dude. Well, yeah, here you go.
I mean, just based on just. Yep. If you allow me to hypothesize here a little bit, because again, I don't know anything about the methodology here. Obviously you said that they do, the social media surveys. But, manufacturing is gone. That's why they call that area the Rust Belt. All these manufacturing jobs have been abandoned. They've been outsourced. You have all these empty factories. and a lot of the labor jobs were filled by people of color and black people. So just the existence of them in that area just kind of perpetuates that stereotype of all black people are lazy. And a lot of these white people turn to that anecdotal evidence and use that as fuel in their racist claims. That's why they're probably so outspoken about it in those areas.
Yeah. So they did it with searches, or like, yeah, so Google searches for, they track the location of when people were where that was tweeted from, or like searched, tweeted, and like posted from, and they put it all together, and that's where it all comes from. Is the Rust Belt seems to be the most racist part of the country. So yeah, but Biden wins PA. That doesn't really change his odds. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, but like, what if?
Yeah, Biden winning PA again makes it pretty much done deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think what states are like real toss-ups.
Iowa.
Yeah, I think Iowa's the only 50-50 as I'm looking through these. I think
Iowa. But dude, they have it on that map. Is that like a tilt blue? I still think that it's just gonna. I think that's an easy Biden win.
What? What state?
North Carolina.
Oh yeah, it's 64-36. It's like in his favor. Yeah.
Okay.
Georgia's still
because 270 to win has North Carolina as a tilt in some of the projections, and then I think a toss up in the in like the polling map and the consensus.
Hang on, I'm gonna go through some of these chats. Kanye West said the Industrial Revolution is over, told blacks to move and start farms. Jesus Christ. Not saying anything about Kanye.
Wait, is that real? Did he actually say that?
So what happens if that is? Please send me a link. Okay, so what happens when Trump tries to steal it and tweets out that he won? Only time will I can't tell you. I don't know. Like, because that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that, like, you need, if you know anybody that's saying they're voting for the Green Party, tell them to fucking not, because we need to have the biggest blue blowout in the world right now, because that's the only thing that's going to stop him from being able to claim that he won the election, like, you know, on that day. If we blow him the fuck out, we do. If you know anybody that's has the low IQ and like has their IQ is low enough to vote for the Green Party or something this year, slap them for me. Like, just like, really, where's my see this? Get the fucking malarkey swatter and just
hit the malarkey swatter.
Yes, hit him.
But yeah, I mean, the thing that I was going to say about that is, even like, people don't, you know, it's never been like a real concern for somebody to, you know, prematurely declare victory. It's like, this is the first year that's like a real concern. Most of the time, like in the elections, you know, previous to this, people don't declare victory until each state, you know, independently verifies that the election count is over. And there are, you know, because, you know, rules for elections are mandated by each individual state. But whenever each state says, okay, election count's over, this party had the majority of the electoral vote, that's when you declare victory. Now, what you correctly point out is that if there ever come a point in the election whenever Trump it looks like he's going to surpass that 270 mark, he will go on TV, he will tweet out, he'll put out a video saying, you know, I declare victory, the election's over, you know, your favorite president's back in order, he's going to retain power or whatever. And that's not going to be the end of it. And he might even, I would go so far as to say that he might even do that on a state-by-state basis. Take Florida. Biden's up right now in Florida because they allow you to announce like the partisanship of each individual vote. There comes a point on election day if Trump takes over, like overtakes not only the Biden mail-in ballots, but also the in-person Biden ballots, he will say, stop counting the votes. It's over. I won Florida.
Yep. I can't agree more to that. I like this map a lot. It like recalculates to like I like this map a lot. Why did I not know about this earlier? I love this map. So like, what if, hang on. Oh wait. So what if Biden takes Pennsylvania and Trump takes Florida? What are the odds looking? Oh, still, yeah. It really hinges on Pennsylvania.
Yes, it's a big year to be a Pennsylvanian.
Still don't regret leaving. Still don't regret leaving.
The speech said moving a farm. I'm gonna have to copy that and save it. Yes, but if it ends up in a controversy, they will take it to the Supreme Court. Well, I mean, that depends, because the state Supreme Courts are the ones that have to deal with it. And in cases of I think Florida, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania just recently had Supreme Court rulings that said that they're allowing extensions of mail-in votes to be, or mailed-in ballots to be counted, like X number of days after the actual election day. I'm not sure exactly what it is, what the specifics are in each state, but they all have had recently, Democratic favored. I shouldn't even say Democratic favored. I should just say, democracy favored rulings, rulings that favor just generalized democracies. So that could be good, but if it does go to the Supreme Court, like it happened in 2000, if it does go to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court says, it's what, a 6-3 majority for Trump, they're most likely going to say, okay, whatever is happening here, we have to rule in Trump's favor.
I made Alabama blue just to see what the map will look like. Look at that. That's what happens if Alabama goes blue.
Well, Alabama is not the one that's a weak Republican state. That's more Mississippi.
Oh no, West Virginia I think is the most red state. Actually, Pancake Monster, I think Oklahoma is the most red.
Why would I listen to that?
Wyoming.
I watch Ben Shapiro sometimes whenever he has like a advertisement on Snapchat for something, just like a clickbaity video or whatever. I'll watch a little bit of it. Jared Kushner. I can't think of somebody that actually likes Jared Kushner.
I can't even select Biden to win Wyoming. This map is saying it's literally impossible for Biden to win Wyoming. What about Trump winning West Virginia? Or what? Oh, no. He can't win West Virginia. About South Carolina. What if Biden carries South Carolina? Oh, yeah, same thing.
Biden's not getting South Carolina.
Oh, no. You want to talk racists.
Ben Shapiro's whole shtick is talking fast so his dumb viewers don't have time to think about what he's saying, and Jared Kushner is a fraud, took over his dad's business because his dad went to prison over fraud. Yeah, well, Jared Kushner comes from a massive amount of money. That's probably why him and Ivanka got married. But yeah, that's Ben Shapiro's tactic. That's literally what made him famous. That's what got him famous, is going to schools and then arguing with nervous, purple-haired teenagers that don't know what they're talking about. There's a very there's a very distinct reason as to why Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, none of these guys leave their little fortresses to go and take interviews from left-leaning people or people that are actually going to contest them and hold them to some standard of argumentative rhetoric, because they can't hold their own.
Yeah, hang on. What's that term that's like a debate tactic? It's Ben Shapiro's tactic, and a lot of them, like Steven Crowder, they use it too. Is they just spam you with with so many talking points, and it's like a gish gash or glish, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. It's just they just dogpile a bunch of either anecdotal evidence or just straight up misrepresented facts.
I'm willing to bet Benny Boy's a bottom.
Misleading facts.
Yeah, dude. Ben's wife tops him for sure with her dry ass pussy. Does somebody know what that term is? When you just throw out? Hang on. Oh yeah, dude. Gish Gallop. That's it. Thank you.
Gish Gallop.
I will give you VIP status for giving me that, because Gish Gallop. There you go. That's Ben Shapiro's signature tactic. It's his MO. Yeah. A debater confronts an opponent with a rapid series of many specious arguments, half-truths, and misrepresentations in a short space of time, which makes it impossible for the opponent to refute all of them within the format of a formal debate. In practice, each step is raised, but the Gish Galloper takes considerably more time to refute or facts. Yeah, because you'll just go well, you see, there's systemic racism isn't real, and gay people are not oppressed, and Christians are actually oppressed, and then you have like a minute to respond. Like that'll be what he says in like 30 seconds, and he'll give you a minute. There's no way you can refute all of that in a minute. You're just like, oh my god, there's so much fucking like there's so much wrong with what you just said, and it takes like it's gonna take you 10 minutes to refute all those. But like when you have like that quick of a, because that's what Ben does to, when Nervous College Kids comes up, is because they come up to the mic, they ask him one question, then he just goes blah, 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 and then the applaud, they applaud him, and then the person asked the question just says like they're just told to fuck off, and they're not allowed to give a response, or if they don't.
He literally just makes sure he just stacks the deck in his favor every single time. And I mean, look at what happens whenever he doesn't have the deck stacked in his favor. He that BBC interview that he did in like 2017 or 2018 or something. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
He went on there, and it was literally like it was a right-leaning host. I don't remember his name. Was it in 2016? I think it was in 2016. He was Ben Shapiro put out a response to Obama's final State of the Union address, and he in his in his statement he called Obama like everything he said was a lie. He's a fascist for saying the things he said, and stuff like that. And the interviewer literally just said, you call his State of the Union speech bad and wrong, but that doesn't necessarily make it fascist.
Yeah.
And then Ben just like flips out and walks off.
Yeah, and it was just with Andrew Neil. Yeah. Oh, good old Andrew Neil. And yeah, because he was like, he said, just admit you're on the left. Just admit you are part of the left. And he was just like, Mr. Shapiro, if only you knew how ridiculous that was, you wouldn't have said it. Like, do you guys know he voted for Hillary in 2016? He's a full Lord. There's no way, Ben. There's no fucking way.
He didn't vote. He's come out before and said he didn't vote in 2016, and now he's voting for Trump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he did not vote for Hillary Clinton.
No, there's no fucking way he did.
The only reason he says that he claims he didn't vote for Trump in 2016 is because he didn't think he would govern conservative enough. He didn't think like a Republican presidential nominee on the Republican ticket, bolstered by the Republican platform, the RNC, wasn't going to be conservative enough.
Let's see. He supported Ted Cruz. So I guess he probably just wrote in somebody. I don't know. Probably wrote in who's the, I don't know, what's Abraham? What's like a Jewish prophet or something? He probably wrote one of them in or something. What a fucking joke.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's a whole lot. Yeah, it's just Gish Gab was when they spit out a whole lot of fucking malarkey at you, and you gotta smack it all away.
Yep. And then it's really hard to smack it all away because whenever you actually like take the time, like let's say like you're just on like an online debate and somebody just goes, this, and this. Why can't you disprove this, and this? If you try to, you actually take the time to like look up some absurd claim that they're making and try to like actually refute it. You're sitting there on your computer typing away trying to find what they're talking about. They're going to continue spewing bullshit, and you just look like a jackass for taking time doing research on the debate or during the debate.
Speaking of that, that was just like our debate on Monday. Is that he was just sitting there.
It wasn't just like our debate on Monday.
But I would say, like that was. I mean, he was just sitting there just talking a bunch of bullshit, and I was like, as soon as he'd say something, I'd go that. Well, I wouldn't say that doesn't sound right. I would just sit here and just, and I would Google it, and I'd be like, no, you're wrong. Like, and he'd be like, oh well, and because like that's what they rely on is just the ability to just spit out as many things at you as possible, and then like make you defend make you address every single point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, it's an effective tactic if it's used right, but if somebody's gonna call you out on it, then immediately you're just like, whoa, I don't know what to do now. Like somebody called me out on the tactic that I lean on.
Yeah. So that's typically like whenever like somebody like whenever I had CC when I had CC on here, when I debated like that El Pato guy, and then like my first they'll start saying a bunch of things and I just go, hold up. Like the easiest way to stop them is just say, hey, listen, 1 point at a time. Give me 1 point. We're gonna talk about 1 point. Like you're not gonna go blah, 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 and then I'm gonna have to try to address it all. Then you're gonna keep bringing up more stuff as I'm addressing your one point at a time. Give me one topic. We're gonna talk about that topic for 5 minutes, then we'll move on to a new one. Like,
They're really effective ways of like combating that tactic, and if you pull it off right, you can not only just completely discredit their line of attack, but also make it look like an adult scolding an actual child. Like you can give yourself like a really good competitive edge if you use that attack properly. But
yeah.
speaking of the debate,
Hey, oh yes, we're talking about the guy who said he was a business owner and he had $50,000 on Trump winning the election. And I
yeah,
was like, okay, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was just trying to flex or something. Like, because I know that nobody that has just $50,000 to throw around is gonna argue politics. Listen, if I had $50,000 to just toss around, I wouldn't be arguing politics on Twitch. All right, I'd be doing a lot more important things.
and I definitely wouldn't be putting it on an election.
Yeah,
That's not only projected to be contested, but heavily favored against the person that he's actually betting on.
yeah. If I had that, I'd buy like stock or in a business or something. I'm not gonna fucking put that on the election. I'm not fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah, dude. Use your capitalistic ingenuity to come up to make that $50,000 like $5 million or something. But I wanted to talk about the debate because
go for it.
there's a couple things. I went back and watched me and him and Cody debate the whole way through, and I wanted to do some fact checks because there's some things that I got wrong, and there's a whole lot of things that he got wrong. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about just real quick is at the beginning of the debate, we talked about the Russian synopsis by William Barr, and we still haven't gotten the full Mueller report because I can't find anywhere.
Yeah, he's like, I'll link it to you. It never did. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking at or if he was just straight up lying because you cannot find on the internet an unredacted Mueller report, full Mueller report. And in the Mueller report, the unredacted parts, I said that it wasn't really pointing toward any kind of criminal wrongdoing on the Trump administration's part. It was just more or less a precedent and just he notioned toward impeachment trials and said here's where you might want to look for evidence. I was wrong. In the Mueller report, they highlight Donald Trump and 18 of his associates had at least 140 contacts with Russian nationals and WikiLeaks or their intermediaries during the 2016 campaign and presidential transition, according to New York Times analysis. Oh, wait, hang on. I just lost it. The report of Robert Mueller III, released to the public on Thursday, this is a New York Times article from back whenever it was first released, revealed that at least 30 or more contacts beyond those previously known. However, the special counsel said the evidence was not sufficient to support criminal charges. So, like I said, it notions toward, here might be some criminal wrongdoing. You need to investigate further into it. But I didn't think, I just misremembered and didn't think that it actually highlighted contacts. They did. They talked about individual contacts to Russian nationals in the Trump administration and transition team. So I was wrong there. And it's funny because in me being wrong, I actually handicapped myself because again, if I would have been prepared for a debate about the Russia investigation, I would have looked more into it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really have much to say about it, except whenever he said things with the Mueller report, he was like, "Oh yeah, the full thing's out," and I was like, "No, it's not." Stop, you fucking liar. Yeah, that's the only thing I think in that whole in that part we were talking about Mueller. I think that's the only thing I was 100% sure about. Is I was just yeah, I know the full thing is not out.
Yeah. Wait, did Mueller quit or get fired? Did Trump fire him, but he couldn't? Yeah, Trump had no authority to fire him. Robert Mueller resigned. I actually remember watching the press conference. He resigned after his investigation was complete because that was his only job. They brought him in to do an investigation into Trump's links to Russia, and then, yeah, that was it. That was the extent of his job. Same day your emails got... Wait. Also, do you guys remember the Trump publicly called on Russia to get the election? Oh yeah, that's well-known thing. I'm pretty sure I brought that up to him whenever we were talking about the Mueller report.
Yeah,
Donald Trump himself and Don Jr. were in contact with Julian Assange and had him release the hacked DNC emails after the Hollywood or Access Hollywood tapes of Trump got released. But yeah, so I was wrong there, and if I would have been right, that actually would have helped my case. But I'll remember for next time. I'll do better for you guys next time, I promise. And then the second thing I want to talk about was his his blatant lying about the swine flu and the coronavirus, because something that Republicans love to do for some reason, they love to do it,
It's
is
lie.
bring up H1N1. They love to bring up H1N1. It's not even comparable, because he claimed that H1N1 was just as deadly in people over 65 years, over 65 years, and we didn't do a lockdown then, we didn't do social distancing then. No, the reason that a flu strain, like a variant of the flu, the reason it was so concerning is because of the exact opposite reason. It was actually more fatal in younger people. That's what caused the big. That's why Obama declared a national emergency in October of 2009. That's why there were so many measures put into place. And the thing about the swine flu is that, it would your average seasonal flu vaccine kind of protected against it. It didn't prevent you from getting it, but there's this thing in the medical sciences called like viral load. The less exacerbated some of the effects of different viruses are, and this is true to an extent with the coronavirus. At least they think so, but again, I'm not going to get into it because I haven't studied any of this. I'm an actuary. Reason why the swine flu was so concerning, but he claimed that the death rate was the same as coronavirus, and that's not true at all. The global death rate for H was about 0.0025%. 0.0025% worldwide. For COVID, right now, it's about 0.3%. So that's just a complete gross misrepresentation of what happened. And in the United States, he was correct. 60 million people contracted it. Reported cases of it were 60 million. But you know how many people died? 12,000. That's it. 12,000. So that was just he was completely off base there. And again, had I known that we were going to go into like a coronavirus debate, I would have looked into this stuff and actually seen that out and been able to call him out whenever he went on and lied about that.
Hang on real quick. Actually, to address these, I don't have anything on my end saying that the stream is going down. Because typically it notifies me of this stuff, and I don't have anything saying that it's going down. Yep.
Yeah, it's cutting out for me too.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like kind of like laggy.
Yeah, I see it on my phone too, actually.
I just refreshed it. Maybe that's... No, it's still lagging.
Yeah, that's weird. I was saying, because my computer is telling me everything is good. I was thinking maybe like the cable got unplugged or something, and then I was on Wi-Fi. Now it's plugged in. I don't know. That's weird. I hope it doesn't
Seems
interrupt.
better now. Cut out 4 times. All right, let us know if it acts up like that again. But yeah, I mean that dude, it got to a point where it just turned like, especially on his part, like you can tell like I was kind of annoyed with him about like halfway through the debates. But then whenever we got into like, his spiel about how we need to, we need to rely on herd immunity, we can't rely on a vaccine. That's where it turned completely.
All right, Alex just flat out cut out. Yep, he flat out disappeared. There he is. Get your camera back on.
The heck?
I don't know. Oh, so yeah, the stream's acting a fool tonight.
Maybe Jeff Bezos heard us talking about him.
Yeah, dude, shit. Who said that they wanted to kill Jeff Bezos? This is all your fault. Whoever said that, it's your fault.
I think I said it actually.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. It's your fault.
But,
oh yeah, I made
ahead.
a wacky election app. I wanted to see what happened if Biden carried the entire South. Trump, and then if Trump took like Oregon and like Minnesota and like Pennsylvania, yeah, I want to see what happened. They're still, yeah, Biden would still win by a huge margin, because I guess it literally won't let me make California go to Trump.
Herd immunity is a huge gamble. It's not even a huge gamble because
it's just dumb.
if you're just going to say like, okay, let's just allow this viral infection to just ravage our lands to where everybody just becomes immune to it. One, you have to deal with a lot of deaths, a ton of deaths. Yeah, exactly. Herd immunity, aka let people die. You're going to have to deal with deaths in the literal millions, and then you also have to deal with the economic impact of not only hospitals being overwhelmed with sick people, but millions of people dying. Like, this will not only cause the acute economic effects that a lockdown would cause, but you have to worry about, long drawn out chronic effects on the economy from, your medical system just being completely depleted to, millions of people dying.
Yeah, as soon as he started saying that, I was just like, he was like, well, we survived for thousands of years on herd immunity. And I was like, yeah, you know what our mortality rate was? Not good. It was not good. There's a reason that people had like 10 kids. It's because 5 of them would probably die before they hit age 10. Like,
yeah, whenever I brought up, like, I said, like, you realize, like, if we didn't have a flu vaccine, it would just completely, like, destroy us every single year. Our hospitals would be completely overwhelmed. People would die by hundreds of thousands every single year. And he goes, well, how did we survive without a vaccine then?
I would like, okay, I was gonna say, well, I mean, okay, I didn't want to throw out any ad homs, okay, I kept civil, and I wanted to say, like, how the fuck do you run a business with your brain? How does that brain run a business? Because it doesn't seem like it would work together. Like, if you don't understand the idea of infectious disease, like, to that level, to the point you're like, well, how do we survive? I mean, we survived this long without, like, yeah, and the human mortality rate was really, really bad. Like, hang on, hold up.
Herd immunity only lasts for approximately 6 months. Well, the idea behind herd immunity is that if enough people get it and they're able to be immune to the disease for that window of time, that the virus itself would just end up dying off because it has nobody to infect and thrive on. But yes, we're not even 100% sure on how long you're immune for.
Yeah, I wish I would have brought this up whenever he said that. Half of all people died before they reached adulthood in the past. Half of all humans born died before adulthood. Like, died when they were, as children. I don't know what age they're saying. Before the age, half of all before age 15. That's what used to happen. Like,
yeah.
You fucking moron. Like, oh my lord. Like,
and now, yeah, and then he tried to say, like, well, they don't require you to get the flu vaccine. Like, not everybody gets it. Well, imagine if nobody got it. Like, you realize, like, nobody gets it. It's not like we just let the flu run its course. People get vaccines. We have mitigation efforts to, help against flu strains. And, whenever it comes flu season, whenever the flu comes around. Yeah. We have mitigation efforts. We have hospital preparations. Hospitals prepare every winter for, a wave of people coming in for the flu, especially old people.
Oh yeah, that's why they.
And
I'll say that's why they stress you get your flu shots. So you don't kill old people. So you don't kill your local boomers.
Yeah, so you don't kill your local boomers. Yeah, this is all literally an effort to keep the generation that's disproportionately votes Republican alive. Like, you should be.
Yeah, do you remember those memes?
Trying to preserve them for as long as possible.
Yeah, do you remember those memes that came out? That was like boomers, like whenever it was like boomers whenever you bring up climate change and they're like partying, and then it was like Gen Z whenever you bring up climate change and they're like crying. It was like boomers when you bring up coronavirus and they're all scared. All the Zoomers were like, get fucked, boomer. The plague killed a third of Europe. Like. I would just say, like, how do we survive this long? We didn't. That's why we had to have, they didn't. That's why, like, the average woman had like fucking 10 kids in her lifetime because like half of them would die before they reached age 10. Like,
Also, if you ever get flooded, if you ever get flooded by Nazis or Trumpists like last time, just ban them, please. Yeah, I should have been more. I should have expedited the process of banning all those kids, which I eventually ended up doing.
yeah,
But somebody on here wanted to entertain them.
Yeah. And then of course I was like, let's bring on the one. What did he say? I was like, yeah, Stope is like
On Miller Grove.
Yeah, he was like Miller Grove. Yeah, he was acting like I didn't know what he was about to say. He's like, oh, Miller Grove. I was like, what's going on at Miller Grove? Like, we all know the meme, kid. You're not special. Yeah, no, but we gotta next time they're in here, dude. Gonna bring out the fucking malarkey, swatter. Get the fuck out of here.
As a Sparky, I worked in nursing homes and needed flu shots. Yeah, yeah. Don't they administer like flu shots to literally everybody in nursing homes?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
like, people act like a lot of people still get flu shots. Like, it's not something that's like just dying off. Like, people just don't like get their flu shots anymore.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like part of my my job is going out and like conducting visits at accounts and stuff, and I'm like I'm not allowed like at all to visit any sort of or in our book they're called human services, but like, you know, any sort of like nursing home, child care, like none of those. I'm not allowed to visit any of those. So they are highly off limits right now.
For COVID-19.
Yeah, they're completely off limits.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about, he did bring up the nursing home, and I don't get why people still bring that up, because
they have nothing else
if you
to
look
bring
at it, if you look at, like, I wish they would do the math. I feel like I'm the only person in the world that did the math on this, because not even Democrats and not even like left-leaning people have like the ammo to like combat those claims. They just kind of like concede that, like, oh yeah, they really did screw up. And optics-wise, yes, they kind of did screw up. Having recovering COVID patients go back to nursing homes looks really bad. It looks bad. And you're just giving ammo to the right for them to say, like, oh, look at how badly these Democrats are mishandling this pandemic.
Yeah.
But if you look at the actual numbers, New York's elderly death rate is right on par with literally every other country in the world. They're on par with the national average. The composition of their deaths that are elderly people match up exactly, might even be a little bit less actually than the worldwide average. It's just the fact that those deaths happened in nursing homes that makes it look really bad.
Wow, would you look at that? Iowa
My grandma died of old age just before the pandemic. It would have sucked for her to be alive through this shit show. I wouldn't have been able to go to her funeral. Also, yeah, that sucks too. I've actually been to 2 funerals since the COVID pandemic.
Were they due to COVID?
No.
Oh.
No, just old age.
Yeah. Yeah, look at these. This is only the last 7 days, but here's the map of COVID cases in the last 7 days. You see a trend? Here, let me zoom out on this. Let me zoom out on this bitch. Oh, that's the Windows key. Can I zoom out on the web page, please? Please, Google, please. Nope. Come on. Oh, you're just gonna make all this smaller, but you're not gonna... Oh, Jesus Christ. It's making all this smaller. It's not making the map smaller. Son of a bitch. Alright. I guess we're not gonna be able to zoom out on it. Or wait, you know what? Where's our images?
The question is, where would you put them? You don't have a lot of empty convalescent facilities. The options are really limited. Well, that's one reason they sent the USNS Comfort to New York, but they didn't. They ended up not overusing their allocated hospital space for COVID patients. And probably one of the reasons for that is because they sent recovering patients back to nursing homes. But if you look at the executive orders, like if you actually read the executive orders, because you have the executive orders from Andrew Cuomo, Tom Wolf, who's Pennsylvania, and then New Jersey. I don't know who their governor is off the top of my head. I'd have to look that up. But in the language of the executive orders, the you send back the COVID patients, the recovering COVID patients, at the doctor's at the doctor's word. You don't get there without like the doctors confirming like, yes, these people are no longer transmissible. Like, what makes you think that at the doctor's discretion they would be sending these people back and endangering the lives of other people in nursing homes? Yeah, this wasn't some kind of coercive effort to kill old people. It wasn't like negligence. Yeah, doctor's discretion. Thank you.
Is dark blue high? Yes, dark blue is dark blue is higher rates. So rate wise, so let's look at so this is deaths per 100,000 in the last just overall. So yeah, so deaths per 100K in Louisiana is 126. I think New Jersey's is the highest. Yeah, 183. Also,
here, Cody, look at this link.
I'll say
he's been in the chat.
I'll say also New Jersey has the most densely populated state in the union. So, ooh, where is this? Oh, I like. Oh,
yeah. Then those are actually some good graphs.
Oh, you tickle my sweet spot. You know I like me some graphs. You're tickling my sweet spot.
Graphs with maybe a little bit of writing.
No writing at all. I just want pictures. I never read a book. You know what? I've never read Das Kapital. You know why? It's because it doesn't have any fucking pictures in it. All right. Marx wasn't smart enough.
Yeah, that's why I don't read theory.
Yeah, Marx wasn't smart enough. He was not smart enough to put pictures in his book, so I never read them. So fuck off. I'll read them. when somebody illustrates it. Let's see.
Das Kapital is a picture book. So somebody get on that. Somebody somebody rewrite Das Kapital but with pictures. Mostly pictures.
I smell food. Might be my neighbors cooking below me. They're cooking something potent because I smell food. I don't know what it is though. Yeah, so what's had the worst? Yeah, say Washington super low, Virginia, but when you go up to Texas, they're like fuck it.
I'm not saying we would have eradicated this thing under a competent democratic leader. But it definitely wouldn't get to the case where we are now, where not only are we experiencing a third wave within the United States, but we've never really climbed down from the apex of each of the previous waves. Because if you look at our daily cases, it's like a wave. It's just like a wave that keeps on it's a tiered wave that just keeps on increasing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you break it down state by state, you look at New York, you look at Pennsylvania, you look at I don't want to say California. I'm not too sure about California. But you look at states that actually instituted intense mitigation efforts to try to slow the spread of the virus. It worked. And it's still working because they all wear masks, they all social distance, they limit their indoor gatherings to I think it's 10 people in a group now. And their cases have remained low. It's Florida, it's Texas, it's Georgia, it's South Carolina. It's all these Republican states that still think the virus is a hoax.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Whoever sent this, I love this. Big thank you to you. Look, you can see where the shelter started, where where the lockdown started in each of these states. And you can see on every state when the lockdown starts, the curve goes down, and then as soon as it ends, it goes right back up. Look at that. Yep. I like that. It fits absolutely perfectly, yeah.
I think the best way to illustrate that is if you go after a Trump rally or something, whenever he has those big outdoor events. I don't want to call them big, they're not that big. Whenever he has a moderately sized outdoor event, his little pop-up rallies, the one in Tulsa is the one I actually saw for myself. If you look at the date, I think it was June 28th. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and look at it. But I think it's June 28th was the Tulsa rally. and then you go 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's exactly 2 weeks after that you see a spike in reported cases. Right? It's these types of like small gatherings of like no more than 6,000 people that
What
just
date was
ruin
it?
it for the entirety of the state.
What date was it?
Let me look it up here real quick. I can find it.
Because Oklahoma had a massive spike May 29th.
It might have been before that.
Really? Oh yeah, dude, check us out. Hey, love it. Iowa never even closed.
2020 Trump Tulsa rally, June 20th.
June 20th.
So go to June 20th and then go to like the first week of July or the second week of July for Oklahoma cases.
Yeah, it was actually on a downward. It was at the bottom of the curve actually after that. Yeah, so I guess
by what
I
metric?
guess well,
go on like worldometers or something.
What I'm saying by just on Oklahoma, like well, this is the entire state. You know what I mean? It's not just Tulsa.
Here, I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, real quick, I do like this. Look at that. In Iowa, dude, you can't have shelter start, shelter end when you never even there never was a lockdown here in the first place. I mean, Polk County or like the city of Des Moines did, but like the rest of the state was just like fuck it, fuck it, dude. We ball. Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Huh, fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Yeah.
France, I'm pretty sure today just instituted their second like nationwide lockdown after seeing a spike of like I don't know. I don't think that many people actually, not that many cases. I know France has a population of about like 70 million people, but they have you know what? I have worldometers up right now. Let's check their cases. What?
The Sturgis motorcycle rally would go down as a super spreader event. The Smash Mouth frontman Steve Harwell was there, and he told a packed crowd, "We're all here together tonight. Fuck that COVID shit." Before he went, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Oh my god.
Okay, right here. Ready?
Also,
ready for this?
Hey, before you do that, if you know anyone that rides a motorcycle, specifically a Harley Davidson, if you know anyone that rides a motorcycle, their IQ is automatically 69 or lower. All right, just an FYI. All right, go ahead, Alec.
France, right? Their population is 67 million people. They have a total of 1.2 million coronavirus cases and 35 coronavirus deaths. They are locking down after seeing a 7-day 7-day moving average of about 39,000 cases. Now the United States. Take a look down here.
Hey, can you send me that so I can put it up on screen?
Yeah.
I was because I can't. I
Let's go on worldometers. It's just Google worldometers.
Oh, not oldometer. Worldometer, COVID, yeah.
My dad owns a Harley, and yeah, he's dumber than a stack of bricks.
See, am I wrong?
Can confirm.
Have I ever been wrong? Have I ever been wrong or given bad advice on anything?
Yeah.
No, never. I'm never wrong.
That's debatable.
Hey, anybody who's watching right now that hasn't followed, you should consider following. Come and hang out more. Also, if you'd like to subscribe and let us know that you really like what we do, that would be
really
awesome.
Like it.
You really like it.
Not a lot of people really like us, though.
Yeah, we got a couple active cases. Let's see. I'm sleep, dude. I'm sleep. No, Family Research Council. I will not join the Pray vote. Yeah, where we at? Oh, yeah, dude. Top of the world in total cases. Oh, yeah. Countries that have larger populations than us still have less cases. Oh yeah. America's
Yeah,
number one, baby.
if you go on the worldometers, if you go down to Oklahoma, you look at June 20th, the date of the Tulsa rally. They had like a 3-day rolling average of about, let's see, like probably of about like 300 cases. 2 weeks after that, they see the biggest spike they've ever had, like over 1,000 cases per day.
Wow. Do you guys know the
Yeah,
average deaths a day? I don't know the Alec. Do you know the average deaths a day? Hang
the
on, wait.
average deaths a day for what, COVID?
Yeah. No, for I don't know. I was gonna say something sarcastic, but I couldn't think of anything. COVID average death per day. Per day.
Let's check the worldometers here. I'd say probably like 1,000.
1,000 a day.
Probably about that, because the U.S. has 233,000 deaths, and the pandemic's been going on for probably about 200 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that averages out. You just take the average, just to disperse the deaths out, even amount for every day of the pandemic. It's been about 1,000 a day. Oh, the case average.
Oh.
Case average. Well, I'm not sure. Whatever 10 million divided by 200 is. Here, I have a calculator right here. 2, 3.
Is that a TI-87?
TI-30.
Ah.
50,000. Oh.
This is my TI-87. This is my problem solver right here.
So yeah, I mean, we're by far doing the worst.
The worst, by far.
Now, whenever I'm arguing with a Republican about that ever again, if I ever find myself in the unfortunate situation of having to argue about coronavirus with somebody, it's not going to be a matter of whether or not it's as bad as it is. It's going to be whether or not they're okay with how bad it is.
Oh, it was easy. I was actually, dude, I swear to God, you're reading my mind. Oh, yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I was like, hey, do you want to get into the actual stream title? Yeah, dude, you literally read my fucking mind. I should make you a VIP. You're always saying cool stuff.
Are you just gonna float that around?
Yeah, dude. Anyone that kisses up to me hard enough, I'll make them a VIP. Lux earned it because he was the first person to ever have the balls to debate us, and he just
it wasn't even really a debate.
Yeah, it was mostly just a conversation.
He was the first one to get on Discord with us.
Yeah, and then he also begged me for 2 streams in a row, and I gave it to him, and he didn't even show up today. What a bitch.
All right. So, the Supreme Court.
Hang on, wait. Let me stop that.
Go ahead.
Start. Just because I don't like to have giant files. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's smart, because they all say it's not that bad, and honestly, those sick fucks couldn't care less about anything but themselves. It's not a matter of them caring about anything but themselves, because if they got COVID or they had like a loved one that died of COVID, they'd be the first ones to bring up like, oh, it's just anecdotal, this really isn't affecting anybody. Like, that's whenever they bring out like, the big brain, like anecdotal versus trends logic, even though it's not working in their favor, but still they'd be the first ones to bring it up. It's all about making Trump look good.
Yeah.
Like, if they experience anything personally to them that makes Trump look bad, then it's malarkey, right? It's not real. It's just anecdotal. You can't tell me that this anecdotal evidence of mine speaks to any kind of like broader trends.
Yeah, because anytime you bring them on, they're just like, well, I know a guy who this, and I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit about your buddy that had it. Like, I don't care, because I got data up here. And what's the
Zigmover? First of all, welcome to the chat. Have you been here before?
I've not seen them before.
I might have seen your name before, but thank you for coming to the chat. Thank you for watching our stream. I really think that the U.S. should have stopped global travel the moment COVID popped up in Wuhan. I guess it is being too aggressive, but I mean, it probably would have stopped deaths. Well, the philosophy of having a lockdown isn't necessarily to stop the spread of a virus before it gets here. It's that we know it's here. We just don't know how bad it is. So you institute a lockdown, then you do testing, you do contact tracing to see how bad it is, and then, institute mitigation efforts in response to, finding out, how bad it actually is. And those are the metrics that you need to base your response off of. What the Trump administration didn't do is they initially closed off travel from China. Then 2 months later, they closed off travel from Europe. But in between that, whenever the coronavirus was spreading like wildfire in the United States, Trump didn't do anything. He didn't come up with any kind of plan. There was no national testing strategy, no contact tracing, no nothing. That's why it got so bad so quick.
Hey, that's pretty cool. It looks like the Supreme Court is going to let Pennsylvania and North Carolina accept absentee ballots after Election Day.
Yeah, I just said that at the beginning of the stream, dude. Weren't you listening to me?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I was probably reading something. Let's see, Supreme Court, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a big dub. That's a huge dub. It's a massive
But
dub.
they did deny it in Wisconsin.
They did deny it in Wisconsin.
For some reason. I don't know. That might have been their state Supreme Court. But anyways,
Hang on.
let's talk about the not the Supreme Court. Let's just talk about the American electoral system we have in place, the way we go about electing our leaders, and why that leads to our stream title having the Supreme Court just be one of the most undemocratic entities that we have in the United States. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is something we've talked about before. I feel like we're constantly going back to our conversations that we have about how America really isn't a representative democracy.
No, I mean, it is to a degree, but it's not like what you think, I would say it's not as democratic as it could be.
Well, when shit like this happens, it adds even more fuel to the fire for me to actually just come out and say, you know what, fuck it, America is not really even a democracy. So, I gave this little spiel before on the previous stream, but I want to elaborate a little more, okay? So, let's start from President Donald Trump. Donald Trump, as you know, was elected in 2016, but there's a big asterisk next to his name in the history books, right? Because he didn't win the popular vote. He lost the popular vote by almost 3 million votes. Hillary Clinton had 65 million votes. He had 62 million votes. So his winning the election is not representative of the actual will of the American people, okay? Don't get that wrong. That's just not the case whatsoever. The Electoral College is a crutch for the Republican Party. And they acknowledge this. They know this. That's why they are the only ones that so staunchly defend the Electoral College system, because they don't care about some BS arguments about how, it gives more representation to less populous states. Politicians will pay more attention to those states and make sure. Yeah, it's a load of shit is what it is, exactly. The Electoral College is literally just a crutch for them. If it wasn't in place, they would literally never win another election. So you get somebody like Donald Trump into office who wins the electoral vote but does not win the popular vote, automatically going against the will of the people. He gets 2 Supreme Court nominations in his during his first term, within the 4 years, and then Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies in an election year. Not just in an election year, but within a month of the election. Do you know? Do we know the average of the amount of Supreme Court justices nominated by any given president?
I think it's
I bet you it's not 3.
No.
Because yes, it is 3, but I was going to get to that, because he does have 2. I forget who the first one was, but obviously, famously, he has Brett Kavanaugh. But now he has a famously left-leaning justice die on the Supreme Court a month before an election. So obviously, you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute. Didn't something like this happen in 2016 with Antonin Scalia? Didn't Antonin Scalia die and Obama was going to nominate a Supreme Court justice, but it was stonewalled by the Republican Senate? Do we have a metric on that, Cody?
No definite. I mean, I could just take all these numbers and add them, but I don't really feel like it. Oh, what's the total?
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
120. Hang on. Where's my calculator?
I think it's around 2. There hasn't been a conservative court since the 1930s, though. Oh yeah, I know. Ever since FDR's court packing, I don't think there's ever been a progressive court. Gorsuch, is that Trump's first nominee? Thank you.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. See, this is why I like you today, chat. I didn't like you on Saturday, but
Chat's. I'll say chat's very helpful today.
Where was I?
Oh, it's about
2016, right?
Actually,
Obama.
Hey, it's 2.6. You might as well say 3. Round it up to 3.
2.6. Okay,
so I mean, so Trump's pretty on average actually for how many he's, because there's some that are like way out, like Washington did 11, like FDR did 9, Andrew Jackson did 6, like, you know, like there's some heavy outliers. There's a couple that only did like, or like, yeah, Jimmy Carter never did. A couple. Who else didn't? Anyone important that didn't?
I feel like you could definitely like come up with some kind of like conspiracy theory as to why conservative presidents are able to nominate so many judges. You can definitely like make some kind of conspiracy. Pi is exactly 3-2. Dude, I hate you. I don't think you understand like my visceral hatred for you now, Taco. Pi is not 3.
No, Taco's an engineer. That's why he's saying that.
No, it's not, dude. If you're an engineer, dude, I despise you.
I was gonna say engineers do that. That is yeah. I would say he's definitely. Like, I think he's an electrician.
As a person.
Yeah, because I think that people that go through engineering school tend to do that shit. Yeah.
Let me guess. Is gravity pi squared? I'm an electrician taking.
Oh.
Yeah, I bet gravity's like pi squared, isn't it? Right? Because it's 9. It's not 9.81, whatever gravity is. I'm not sure. I'm not an engineer. But pi is not 3. 3.14159265358979989, I think. But yeah, that's completely off base of you to say. You say one more thing like that, I'm putting you in the atomization graveyard for the time. 9.8. Okay, at least you say 9.8.
So 10.
I think it's like 9.8.
So 10. So 10. I don't think Bible would have packed the court at TBS. Unfortunately, I don't think
I'll get to that. But if you recall, in 2016, Obama nominated Merrick Garland. Literally the definition of like a middle-of-the-road, nonpartisan, just milquetoast, like just a judge. Dude's just a judge. That's what he does. And his record was literally right down enlightened centrist. That was his record. Enlightened centrism.
Hey, how do you spell his first name? Merrick? Oh, Merrick. There it is. Oh.
M-E-R-R-I.
I got it. There. I got it. I Google faster than you think. There he is.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny because he literally went out of his way to pick a judge that would not cause any type of controversy. I feel like there's like 2 schools of thought that you could have on that nomination. Either one, Obama genuinely thought that if he nominated like a middle of the road judge, that the Senate would have to hold a vote on it as to not seem partisan. I don't think that's why he nominated Merrick Garland. I think he nominated Merrick Garland to show that even whenever Obama and the Democrats go out of their way to try to pass a bipartisan judge, the Republicans will still hold that vacancy in the hopes of being able to expand their power on the Supreme Court. Why do I think this is true? I'll tell you why I think this is true. I'm sure you're all aware of a senator. His name is Richard Burr. He's a Republican senator. He was interviewed back in 2016 whenever the vacancy opened and there were talks of the Republicans not holding a vote. He was quoted, or he may have been paraphrased, saying, "If we don't get a Republican president after this election, we will do whatever we can to hold this vacancy until we do get a Republican president." Like, it was completely their plan to make sure that that the Democrats did not replace a conservative judge with either a middle of the road or progressive judge. So,
yeah, actually, just looking through Merrick Garland's Wikipedia page, he seems like an incredibly boring human being. So like, he's definitely a centrist. Like, he is like the opposite of somebody you'd want to have a beer with. Like, I'm reading through like his case, I'm just like, I'm getting fucking bored just reading about him. Like, yeah. So I mean, I guarantee, like, maybe that's why they never voted on him, is because all the senators picked up his file and looked at it and just fell asleep at their desk. He seems like such a boring human being. Even just looking at him, like, he just seems like a guy that like doesn't have much to say about anything. Like, look at that. Like, I don't know. All right, go. Continue your point. I'm just goofing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've never read. I kind of know a little bit about his record. I've never read like any dissenting opinions of his, but I'm sure that they're just literally like just. He's not taking any kind of like outspoken stance on like civil rights or like trans rights. He's just grilling.
Yeah, he literally is. He's literally he is a griller, dude. He's got the charcoal fired up. That's all he does. Like, when I'm looking at it, like, it just says like all this stuff. Like, where did they say it? Oh, they said that they consider him a liberal with a bend toward prosecution. That he likes to prosecute. Sorry, something's stuck in my throat. That he tends to be very hard on prosecuting. But oh yeah, he's a moderate liberal with a definite pro-prosecution bent in criminal cases. Yeah, again, he seems like he's super fucking boring. Like, he has nothing interesting in his record at all.
Yeah, he's literally just a judge.
Yeah.
So whenever this opening for RGB happened, that's literally what everybody thought of. Like, even the Republicans were like, okay, wait a second, hold up, slow down. You guys said in 2016 that we cannot do something as partisan as nominate and hold a vote on a Supreme Court justice in an election year. We need to let the American people have a say in this. The next president needs to. And that was 300 days before the upcoming election. This was like 40. So it was already going to be a rush to begin with. And was anybody really surprised whenever the Republicans announced that they were just going to try to shove a Supreme Court justice in there? No, nobody was surprised. Not a single person. Cody, were you surprised?
No, not at all.
Chat, were you surprised?
No, nobody was. I actually want to go through. Democrats need to play dirty. More Republicans don't give a fuck about rolling and shit. It means they gain power. I would say depends on the issue. Something like this, yes, hit them hard. Things like gerrymandering, we just need to stop gerrymandering. Because if, like, we start gerrymandering and then they continue to gerrymander, that's just going to make everything totally worse. Like, that will be an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind kind of scenario, you know? Like, that's the worst case scenario. It's just, like, every state is just gerrymandered to fuck. To, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to eventually have, like, state realignments where everybody, like, redraws states, like, every 10 years. And you're just going to have, like, one state that just right across the Rust Belt.
Yeah, so yeah, like the entire South will just be red, the entire North will just, and it never changes ever, like ever. It's just the same people get elected every single time. Yeah. They don't even run against each other in these districts. They're safe districts for everything. Like that's it would come down to shit like that. So yeah, he looks like a fucking centrist. Hang on, ZZ sending more links. I'll take a look at what. Yeah, what else we got going on? Oh yes, well, I mean, it is a smart move by Republicans because I mean, it's shitty, but I guess yeah, I mean, it's super, you know, Machiavellian.
Pragmatic.
It's pragmatic. He looks like a dude would offer an IPA or an Hef. He'll spend all night trying to decide. Hey man, do you want an IPA? I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, do you want like okay, sure. Okay, would you want like a Sierra Nevada or do you want like a local?
Well, he's the type of guy that doesn't want to answer because he doesn't want anybody to know that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ferromagnetic material, action magnetic due to an ion imbalance over. All right, shut up, nerd. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, nerd. Get a nerd in chat, dude. Shove Anarcho Taco into a locker.
Well, Anarcho Taka right now is in the atomization graveyard for the time because he said pi's 3.
Oh. And gravity's 10.
And gravity's 10. But keep in mind, while all this is going on, while he's sending forth this nomination for the Senate to vote on, this isn't a president that won the popular vote. He didn't win the popular vote. He does not represent the will of the majority of people living in America. So this nomination was sent to a Senate that is already stacked against Democrats. It's 53-45, with your extra couple independents mixed in there, but 53-45. Those 53 Republicans are going to stand united no matter what, because Donald Trump, for as abrasive and unappealing of a human being as he is, he's going to nominate a judge that's going to align perfectly with mainstream conservative Republican values. And you saw that with, say, Mitt Romney, somebody who's been very outspoken against Trump. His hatred for Trump and the way he conducts himself did not outweigh his love for conservative policy, because he came out and announced that, yes, I will be voting yes for Amy Coney Barrett.
Mm-hmm. Actually, interesting article sent in by ZZ. Actually, I would say political scientists think Merrick Garland was a lot more liberal than previously thought. They compared his record. They used Scalia as a baseline and compared as to how conservative all of them act. And Garland's pretty significantly he was pretty significantly liberal compared to a lot of the other ones. Clarence Thomas is buff. Yeah, he's like Clarence Thomas. I hope something happens that he cannot serve on the Supreme Court.
In a video game.
Yeah, I know. I hope that he stubs his toe and can't make it to because it hurts too bad. So he sits at home and rubs it for a long time.
Nothing in America is democratic. True.
Yeah. Hey, anarchy and freedom. What's up, dude? Jesus, baby. Nothing about. Hey, Ricky Bobby. What's up? Hey, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, baby Jesus. First of all, before I continue here, anybody that's in chat that's not following, first of all, why? Second off, just do it.
Yeah, consider following and consider subscribing, and consider following us on Twitter, on YouTube, and Discord. Links are all in the about. I still need to get a Nightbot set up. That's something that automatically types in chat and says to do that. I gotta get on that, dude. I gotta get on that. Taka, how do you do that? Help me out with that. How do you do that?
So somebody, I know we have some mods in chat. So somebody help, please help.
I've been watching about 15 minutes of what the subject is you're focusing on. Yeah, we tend to do that a lot, because I love the chat and I like to see. Oh, dude, look at that. Oh yeah. Anyway, no, I love reading chat and responding to chat, so I tend to follow into that. I tend to follow. But we were just talking about we were going into how. Right, Alec, let's go back to your original point.
Okay, so back to how the undemocratic system of the American government has led to this Supreme Court nomination. So where I left off was this was sent to the Supreme Court, which, like I said, is stacked 53-45 against the Democrats. Two of those Republicans that are on the 53 side weren't even voted into office. They were not even voted into their respective positions. They were vacancies that were filled by their respective Republican governors in both Arizona and Georgia. One of them is actually Kelly Loeffler, who's guilty of insider trading. I'm sure you all remember that whenever the coronavirus was. What's that?
Read chat. We got a live one.
The point of the Electoral College is so NYC and Chicago don't runt a country. It's not the cities, it's the people. It's people.
It's just one. It's each person. Their vote equals the same thing. Not like it counts for 0.91 in California and 1.3 in Wyoming. Like Yeah, it's everybody's vote meets. Yeah, it's one. It's not that like New York and Chicago are rule. That just means that more people tend to be like that. That's all. Like that. Low IQ take. Incredibly low IQ take.
I really didn't want to have to explain how undemocratic the Electoral College is. I wanted to have this spiel based on like the predication that everybody already is aware that the Electoral College is just inherently undemocratic. But if you really want us to, we can bring up the maps. We could do the math. We can show you that somebody's vote in Wyoming and somebody's vote in Kansas is worth way more than somebody's vote in California, New York, even Texas. But isn't that funny? Cody, isn't it funny how whenever they're talking about how the Electoral College is fair, they don't compare, say, like, Texas to Vermont? They always bring up Wyoming to California.
Oh yeah. They never bring like
isn't that funny?
Yeah, they never bring Texas to Vermont, because yeah, yeah. We're getting off topic already. The only people whose vote counts these days if you're in a swing state. Yeah, that's what I mean because
that's exactly why the Electoral College is so bad.
Yeah, exactly. Because they'll say like, "Oh, well, New York and Chicago are gonna run the election." Well, yeah. Well, right now it's just Pennsylvania and Florida. Like, do you think Pennsylvania, Florida, and Michigan and Wisconsin should because that's the only places that the candidates go anyway. Everybody loves Vermont. I heard Vermont's a beautiful state.
And plus, the existence of a swing state is a completely fabricated construct of the existence of the Electoral College. We would not have swing states if there was the Electoral College. There would only be people's votes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
politicians would have to travel to where the most populous areas of the country and explain to them why they would be better off under their leadership. So without the Electoral College, those states don't matter at all. It's not that they don't matter, it's just that there's no people there. They can get their representation through local governments, state governments, because they still have autonomy over those positions.
Let me ask you this. Did Trump do did he have a rally in Wyoming? Did he have a rally in Idaho? Did he have a rally in Montana? Did he have a rally in North Dakota? South Dakota? He might have been in South Dakota, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, not having an electoral college just in the pure, campaigning sense, it would motivate politicians. Say Republicans would be motivated to go out to rural California. No, hey. Democrats would go down to, Houston and Atlanta.
Hang on. So, Sir Brewski, the point is that the states wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just every person. It's just I don't know why this is so absolutely bonkers for you guys to wrap your head around. It's one person's vote. One person equals one vote. That's all. That's what it's doing. It's one person equals one vote. Not like if you live in New York, your vote counts for 0.9, and in Wyoming it counts for 0.13 or 1.3. It's one person equals one vote. That's it. That's all it means. I don't know why that's such you got to convince more people, not just convince the people in Pennsylvania to help you to win, because that's because our elections are pretty much all decided on a handful of states. They only go to Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, Arizona now. Yeah, Puerto Rico. Does Puerto Rico does they even have an electoral?
No, but they should.
I mean, yeah, Justin, I guess you are kind of right. Yeah, I have a lot of problems with how the government's run to begin with. No, so yeah, it doesn't mean the smaller states we fuck. No, there's just people. I don't care about the states. This state. It's just people. We're not whenever we're having an election, we're not counting this person this votes for this state. We're just looking at how many raw votes they have. That's it. That's all it means.
And to a lot of conservative objections to abolishing the Electoral College, you claim that you won't get fair representation for less populous states, but we have things. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they're called governors. We have mayors. People have autonomy over who leads them in those certain positions, right? Their interests are going to be represented in those jurisdictions. That's what states are. Whenever it comes to the federal level, the autonomy of each individual like citizen isn't equal. Your vote does not count for 1/331 millionth of the population as it should. It just doesn't. Because again, if you live in Wyoming, you have 3 electoral votes. But Wyoming only has like what, a couple 100,000 people that live in it?
Yeah.
Versus say like, you know, the city of Chicago, who have you know, they have more electoral votes, but not in proportion to their to how much of greater population they have than Wyoming. But anyways,
As we get, God.
just acknowledge
Hang on,
that Donald Trump did not win the popular vote.
I want to read this one comment. I live in a state where one county votes Democratic. Is literally the only county in the entire state, and that is Democrat. How is that fair to the rest of the state? Because one person's vote equals one vote. You don't get to have more of a say in our government just because you live in a rural area. I don't know why you think somebody living in a rural area means that they get to have more say in government. Explain how that makes sense.
Time to grill Cody.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, because... And we were blue state. Yeah, I'm sure. It sounds like you're talking about Illinois, because that sounds like Illinois. or Washington, maybe. I want to see the numbers. Where's the numbers for how much each one's weighted?
Yeah, I'm gonna look something up here because some people have just the hardest time wrapping their head around this. They can't. I don't know if it's like an intentional, just like not understanding how numbers work, or if it's like if it's like, you know, I know it's undemocratic, but you see, it's a crutch for the Republican Party, and I like the Republicans, so I'm going to just act as an agent, arguing their points.
Yeah. Again, here's the point we were talking about. With what the Electoral College does. This is where they go. These are the states that decide our elections. They don't give a shit about, like, people are saying, like, oh, what about this? Like, they don't go there anyway. Yeah, a couple go to, like, these ones, but, like, they only go to Iowa, Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, Florida, Pennsylvania. That's it. All the money, it's where it all goes. Like, it's not like that if we get rid of the Electoral College that everyone's going to focus on Illinois and New York. No. Like, because you have to win everybody's vote. You can't just, like, bank on all these states holding out and then just do a couple tours of duty through these ones. It doesn't work like that. Well, I'll say, well, let's see, Han Fixer. Well, you seemed like you were disagreeing. That's what it's, yeah. Oh, yeah,
I know what don't understand is why you can't see that I don't agree with you. Instead, you think I'm stupid.
Well, you just asked, like, how is that fair to the rest of the state? And I said, it is fair. Like, you asked how it's fair to the rest of the state, and I said, it is fair to the rest of the state. Yeah, so if you look at this map
here, especially if you look like a state by state, where the popular vote actually matters.
Yeah, I would say, well, here, the half of the U.S. population here, where's an image? Yeah, half of the U.S. population lives in these highlighted counties. The rest is just empty land. Like,
and here's the thing, too. To your point about, like, you know, why can't you just understand that I don't agree with you, or why can't you see that I don't agree with you? It's not a matter of, like, agreeing or not agreeing. It's that you are advocating for a system that grants an unfair amount of power to a smaller portion of people, and the argument is over whether or not you're okay with that or not. That's what it should be, but you're arguing that it's actually that's actually more democratic, right? It's actually more democratic to have the Electoral College.
Hey, Neko-chan, yes, that Neko-chan is correct. Everyone see Neko-chan? Give him a thumbs up. Give him, because yeah, he's correct.
Historical way to make sure rich white landowners got to decide for everybody else. Yes, 100%. You are absolutely correct.
Well, I would agree to give people who live in a certain area more power over the minority. That's exactly what the Electoral College does.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Yeah.
That's that you just described the Electoral College.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. Yeah. Why would you do that?
Because
I'm
because you
asking you
live
why.
in a yeah, because you live in a more populous state, your vote counts for less than a minority of people who live in a less populous state.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it means. If you live in Wyoming, your vote counts more than if you live in Illinois. Or if you live in Mississippi, your vote counts more than if you live in Florida. Like, yeah, easy. Yeah, that's what it does.
Don't even get me started on the Senate.
Look at the Virginia plan, the Virginia Compromise. Yeah, that's why the Electoral College bid. Yeah, man, you're throwing me back to 8 push. I was like, what, 5 or 6 years ago? 6, 7 years ago? Holy shit. Take the Senate, take the House, take the presidency, change the Constitution. That's what I want to do.
Listen, dude, that's what I want so bad. So, like I was saying, these two senators that were nominated by their respective governors. You all remember Kelly Loeffler. She was the one that was guilty of insider trading. She found out that the coronavirus actually posed a greater threat to the U.S. than was initially reported to the public. And upon finding out that information, she sold off a shit ton of stocks and made a ton of money before the stock market crashed. But anyways, so the Senate's going to, they already did confirm her. But don't you think if the Republicans had a much less strong or a weaker majority, say 51 to 47, like it probably should have been, because again those two senators weren't elected, that would have compelled people like Susan Collins from Maine, who are about to lose big in this election, that would have compelled them to think a little harder about verifying this nomination, because I bet you money it would have. But no, Amy Coney Barrett got through. It was the most partisan vote in the Senate history whenever it comes to voting in a Supreme Court justice. And she will join a 6-3 conservative majority in the Supreme Court, four of those other judges that were nominated by a president who lost the popular vote, George W. Bush and Donald Trump.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I'm going to go through this again. Rural population is the minority in the USA. Why I want to give the majority more power over them? Because there's less of them.
Because they're the majority.
Because, yeah, the majority gets power because they're the majority. It's what most of the people want, so it's what we're going to get. If you have 10 people and you have to say, hey, where are we going for dinner tonight? And 7 people say, I want to go to... 7 people are going to make a good decision. And they're going to go... You're going to go to, I don't know, what's a good place to go for dinner? Alec, pick a good place to go for dinner.
Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, sure. All right. And then you got 3 of them that have incredibly
I feel like
low.
you're getting too dug into this example.
Incredibly low IQ, and they want to go to Applebee's. All right. You don't give just because there's less of them, and
Applebee's is pretty good.
No, it's not good. Okay. Just because there's less of them doesn't mean that they should get I don't it makes no sense.
I understand now 52 senators can tell 48 senators to get fucked and we're all in agreement. Well, we can talk about the Senate if you want to, because the Senate might be even more undemocratic than the Electoral College.
I gotta address a absolute freezer temperature IQ chud in chat. The US is a republic, not a democracy. It's a representative democracy. That's what a republic is. You chud. Anybody that says that thinks they're coming in with a massive big brain take.
Wait.
But they're actually they look like you look like a fucking clown in front of everybody.
What do you think a republic is? Do you think you just don't vote people in a republic? How do they get the power? Are they all appointed or what? And furthermore, if you don't think that the United States is a democracy, don't you think we should make it more democratic?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't that be something on your to-do list?
So the majority rules. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we're trying to get the majority. Yeah. Well, the Senate's, as Alec just said, the Senate's not very democratic to begin with. But yeah, it's what yeah. Yeah, I agree. The majority rules. Dems can get fucked. Yeah. Exactly. So that's why I think, yeah, we should, yeah. Why are you complaining about senators?
What was I gonna say? Yeah, dude, the Senate. Don't even get us started on the Senate.
Yeah.
You have a state like California. You know how many senators they get? Okay. You know how many senators?
Go.
Chat. I'm gonna test out your civics knowledge here. Ready? This is easy mode. How many senators does the state of California get? Take your time. I mean, you can think about it, especially those guys that are in there talking about the Electoral College and how good it is. How many senators does California get? California, let's see here. California population. 2, correct. Everybody gets 2. Good job. If I had some stickers, I would hand them out. California gets 2 senators. Do you know how many people each of those respective senators represents? You're going to average it out. It comes to half of their population. California has a population of 40 million people. That is 20 million people per senator. So with those senators now in, Congress, in their chamber of Congress, they represent, of course, 2 of the 100 total senators that the United States has. You can count the vice president as a senator if you want. I mean, that's technically kind of how it works. But of the 100 senators that are elected by each U.S. state, they each comprise 1/100th, or each state comprises 1/50th of the entirety of the U.S. Senate. So that means California, a state with 40 million people of it, have 1/50th a say what goes on in that chamber of Congress. Now, take Wyoming. How many senators does Wyoming have?
Ooh, I know.
I bet you it's 2, because chat rightfully pointed out that each state gets 2 senators. How many people do you think live in Wyoming? I'll give you a hint. It's not 40 million people. It's closer to 600,000. The 600,000 people of Wyoming have the same 50th representation in Congress, in Senate, as the 40 million people of California. What about the 53 reps that have, yes, the House of Representatives is inherently more democratic because they have districts that more accurately portray the will of their respective populations.
Hang on, wait. I love how they're throwing this out. So Cali, New York, Texas, Florida should run the country? The states aren't. Well, yes, the states aren't running it. It's the people. There's more people there. So yes, the more holy crap! I didn't realize this was going to be so contentious. Yes, more people equals more power. If you get more people agreeing with one thing, yeah, like.
So, as I was saying, you have, well, what did you say? Yes, the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives is not as democratic as it could be, especially whenever you look at like parliament of other nations, like Germany and the UK. What does Germany have? They have like 700, 800 representatives for their population of 60 million people.
Something like that. Yeah, because we looked it up. Oh, so yeah, because they're significantly less population than us, and their house has incredibly a lot more representatives than we do. Hang on, what do you mean? Like, are you talking to us? Like, you don't want our states to be those plates? What makes you think that Iowa would turn into Florida if we got rid of the Senate? Like, how would that happen? So 51% of the people currently. Yes. It's better. Yes. Guess what? Hey, hold up. Get this. I'm going to blow your mind. It's going to explode. Like, I won't see any other messages from you because your head will explode. 51% of people should run the other 49 because maybe 25 shouldn't run 75 or 10 shouldn't run 90. Like, So, would you rather have that? Because that's who we're at right now. Like,
yeah, because built into your objection of democracy as a concept is a simultaneous advocation that small numbers of people should have control over big numbers of people. Okay, want people to have more of a say over who gets appointed to federal positions based not on merit, not on education, not on demographic, not on specifically on geographic location. Because they live in a less populous designated area of the United States, they should inherently have more of a say on what happens in the federal government of the United States.
Hey, Sig Mover, thanks for following. Mwah. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sig Mover.
That is what you are advocating for.
Oh, so do I need to pull up paint? Do I need to draw this? Like, do we need
to make this a paint stream?
Do I need to draw pictures for you? I am right of center. But I love you, motherfuckers. I love you too. If you follow me, I love you.
We love you too. The feeling is mutual.
But you're driving me up a wall right now. You're like my kid that comes home late. I love you, but you drive me up a wall. The U.S. federal government was looking for a place to store nuclear waste. They decided on Nevada, then democratically voted on it. It's called the Screw Nevada Bill. See, the majority rule is right. Huh?
Okay, congratulations on your one instance of that. You can't use that as ammo against us arguing that every single person in the United States should have an equal say in who becomes president of the United States. Like, that's completely irrelevant to what we're talking about.
No, the state doesn't matter. Like when we were saying, like the entire point is every state has fair. No, I don't care. I don't care about what like the state like. It's the people. It's the people in the state, and these people's vote should not mean more than these people's vote. It's easy as that. Like, why do you get more representation in the Senate because you're from Nebraska compared to being from Florida? Like, why do you get more representation? Why should you have more of a say? Because the Senate
what should the senators represent? The American people or the land? Yes, exactly. That's the popular argument.
I was gonna say, well, the Senate okay. Originally, senators weren't even elected. Senators were meant as a counterbalance to the people. It's because people would popular vote elect their representatives, and then the state government, usually run by, the state government would appoint senators, usually run by incredibly wealthy ruling elites. They would appoint senators to make sure that the people didn't get any funny ideas. Why does there need to be power between large? See, do you think we live in a confederation? What are you talking about? To balance power between large and small states. I don't care about the power between states. I care about the power the people have. Every person's vote should be equal.
If that's the case, you'll be causing massive divides among states to balance power between large. There's already massive imbalance among states. What are you talking about? It's called the Electoral College.
This country's called the United States of America. Yeah. Why do we need that? Why do we need the Senate? Why do we need that archaic system that's flat out undemocratic? Like, why do we need that?
You see, I forget who brought it up. Somebody earlier in chat. I'm not going to go back and look for it. But the reason there's the Senate, because as Cody brought up, originally we didn't elect senators. They were appointed by their respective states and their governors. The reason we have the Senate, the reason why we have the Electoral College is because back in the day, whenever George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, whenever all those guys were back in power, not only were they obscenely racist, but they were also famously escaping persecution from a theological despot that instituted very unfreeing, non-liberal policies on them. So they wanted to escape that tyranny, and in doing so, they wanted to set up a government that had built-in mechanisms to prevent somebody like a tyrannical theological despot from attaining power and crushing everybody, all of his subjects, or imposing tyranny on everybody. So they instituted these mechanisms with that intent, and guess what? The first person that is trying to crush your rights, trying to strip away your free speech, literally attained power through these systems.
Yeah. I just think, what do I guess feeling if the roles over the Democrats had the White House while losing the popular vote? You guys would not be.
That would never happen.
Because listen, I'm principled. If everybody, okay, if we got rid of the Electoral College and then the United States as a whole, unilaterally voted for Donald Trump, I would be okay with that. Because that means if the majority of Americans that vote for Donald Trump, I would be 100% okay with him winning. 100%. I would have no issue with it. Like, why do you instantly, like, why are you so fucking dumb that you instantly think that I would flip my role around and then suddenly I'd be in favor of? No, I like democracy. I want more people having more power. That's it. Like, if somebody can give me one good reason as to why your vote should count more if you live in a rural state versus an urban one, I'll concede. Find me what's one good reason why if you live in a rural area your vote should count more. Yeah, I mean, also you guys might get fucked soon anyway because the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. We'll see how, because
yeah,
it's working its way.
That would be great.
Anybody hear about this? Anybody?
Wait. So now you're abandoning your whole argument and just reverting to like these like analogous like weird like metaphors. Democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner.
Yeah, well, guess what? Well, guess what? I think that democracy is four sheep deciding how much grass they should plant. That's what I think. There you go. Argument destroyed. Yeah, if you make dumb proverbs can be easily beat by other dumb proverbs. Fucking stupid. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, we'll see. States get on board with it. I hope so. Pennsylvania's about to sign on to it. They're still like in some kind of like weird grace period. But if we can get the interstate compact to hit that 270 mark, it's over. Only the popular vote matters.
Wait, so do you think a popular vote democracy is better?
Wait,
yes. Yes. That's what I've been saying. Yes. Like, how many times do I need to tell you? Freaking clowns. Like, yes.
Democracy?
Democracy? Binky? Like, do I think democracy is better? Yeah, it is. How old am I? Perfect example is you two. Okay. Okay, bye.
Wait, what?
Alright, you have nothing relevant to say, just leave.
Wait, you think popular vote democracy is better? Yes. Hasn't history proven that at this point, for lack of better terms, the masses aren't always right? They aren't always right. But that shouldn't be like your primary objection to people having autonomy over who rules over them. Especially in a case where we have 331 million people in a nation.
Hang on, anti-fascist. Yeah, just leave because you don't really seem to have any points. Just leave. Let's see.
Doesn't that make you fascist?
Yeah, sometimes. Yes, you know what? Sometimes the masses aren't always right, but I'd rather the masses not be right than like 25% of the country like have power and have say in what happens and they be wrong. Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, take what's happening right now as a counter example to that. Donald Trump was put into power by a minority of voters, 62 million versus 65 million. And now he completely just botched pandemic response. Completely. So, in a sense, that is a minority of people being wrong about something and then forcing the majority, the whole of the nation, to suffer the consequences of being wrong about that thing.
Let's see, the president lost the popular vote. Yeah, no, I don't care if it rarely happens. The fact that it happens at all is bad.
Yeah.
The fact that it happens at all is not good.
Like there is a very clear-cut plan. Abolish the Electoral College. Like that's it. There are going to be no negative repercussions of that.
See, but
The
Hillary.
only thing that it would eliminate is a person getting into office that didn't win the popular vote. That's the only thing that would happen. It would just cut that possibility right off. And guess what? We wouldn't have ended up with two of the most disastrous presidencies in American history. We wouldn't have Bush. We wouldn't have Trump.
Hang on. So Trump botched the pandemic, yet COVID numbers are rising almost everywhere worldwide. Yeah, but we're doing worse than the rest of the world. Yeah, it's all rising, but we're still.
Dude, I'm not having another debate with a fucking COVID denier. I can't do it.
I don't see how it can be healthy for popular votes. Do you think it's healthier for 25% of the country to govern the other 75? Do you think that's healthy? So in a purely popular vote, you'd have only a certain sector of the population represented. And in a
wait, what?
And that Alec, you gotta explain it. You gotta explain it, dude. I can't.
Like, well, wait, did you like just pop in? Like, did you not hear what we were just saying?
What happened in the 1860s? Like, I have no idea. You tell me.
You're talking about Abraham Lincoln. He got the majority. He didn't get the what do you call it? The plurality of the vote. That's an entirely different case. Because that's what you would call a contested election in which the House would decide. Civil War happened. You can't just say the Civil War happened because an unpopular president got into office.
Listen, anti-fascist. He got the electoral. We should get rid of the electoral vote. Is that you should win. Whoever receives the most votes wins. That's it. Every person's vote equals one. One person, one vote.
See you, Taco. I'll see you. Thanks for sticking around.
Hey, I'll see you, Taco. Love you, dude.
So yeah, Civil War happened because of slavery, fucking turds. Even Sweden seeing an uptick in cases, they were going.
Don't even address it. Don't even address it.
Dude, don't bring up Sweden, dude. They literally came out. The Prime Minister of Sweden said that yes, our response was terrible, and we had to end up instituting a nationwide lockdown.
Hang on. I'm just pulling this up real quickly, so he'll just shut the fuck up.
The pandemic. More like we didn't know enough about the virus to make accurate claims yet.
Zig mover. What are you trying to say, Zig mover?
He was talking about the people that said like Abraham Lincoln getting into office caused the Civil War because he didn't get the majority.
Oh yeah. That's some straight up history revisionism if they're actually saying that. Where's that big worldwide case? Where is it? View by country. He.
Wait, okay, let's keep some big numbers in mind right here, okay? Ready? 44 million virus cases worldwide, about 2 million deaths.
Doesn't matter. Hey, real quick. Where's the
1 million. I'm sorry, 1 million deaths.
Cases per oh yeah, so cases per 1 million. Let's sort by the most. So yeah, a lot of third world. Yeah, the United States is 14th in the world for most cases per 1 million. We are the only countries that are worse than us are Armenia, Kuwait, Panama, Vatican, Israel, Qatar, Bahrain. Yeah, countries that are doing better than the United States in a COVID response are Brazil, Spain, Costa Rica, Colombia. Do I need to go on? Like, what are some other crap countries that are on this? Like, yeah, Bolivia, Dominican Republic, Iraq, like Palestine, Belarus. These countries are all doing better than the United States. So no more COVID talk. You're wrong.
And it's not just the botched response either. It's a culmination of all of the things that Trump is doing right now. It's the discourse coming from the right regarding the coronavirus. It's the fact that a decent portion of his base still thinks that it's some kind of like overblown Democratic hoax. It's Donald Trump literally saying it could have been 2 million, but instead it's just 200,000, in reference to that 2 million number being like if he did absolutely nothing.
The time of the charts. Yeah, no, since the beginning, because they don't test. Do I need
Because
to
they
go
don't
back?
test
Do I
as
need to
much.
go back and look at deaths? Do I need to go back and look at deaths? Do I need to prove you wrong again? Like, do you love, like, do you like being just beat down? Like, is that what you like? Is that your
And
fetish?
plus the increase in tests in the United States don't account for the increase in like the transmission of the virus. They just don't. They don't correlate.
Don't piss down my back and tell me it's rigged, man. You're all about the
Like
proverbs
that's
today. My man's all about the.
like that's just like a right wing talking point that's used to like de-incentivize testing.
Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of name calling, but it's like whenever I say for the umpteenth time, like, yeah, like when I say for the like, give me a one reason why if you live in a rural area, you as a citizen matter more than somebody who lives in an urban area. Explain it to me. Here we go. We're looking at deaths. So this isn't test. This is death. This is straight up deaths, like per population. USA is number even worse. Yeah, the only countries doing worse are Chile, Bolivia, Brazil, Spain, Belgium, Peru, Argentina, Italy, Colombia, and this is. Let's see. Can I do? Oh yeah. So this is total deaths. Yeah. We're at 700.
Ethiopia is beating us.
Ethiopia is beating us. So yeah, that's what we're saying.
I mean, I don't want.
So
I don't want to say.
so can you admit you were wrong, please? Like,
And plus, you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't relegate blame or like in Ethiopia. That's not a very fair comparison because again, Ethiopia is near the equator. They get a lot hotter temperatures. They have a drier climate. They have all the conditions that make it harder for a virus to spread. They're a much less dense country. So that by itself, as funny as it is, it's not a very fair comparison.
hey guys, Pakistan's doing way better than us. How do you feel? I give my life for Pakistan. Nicaragua's doing better.
The
Kenya.
U.S. failed miserably in managing COVID compared to other countries who did it well. Was no contact tracing, no quarantining people, sowing doubt in people's minds about scientific facts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what I said. Just the discourse in Republican circles right now regarding the coronavirus is still denialism.
Yeah, have Africa send us some bleach. Yeah, we need it. Yeah, the worst in the world is San Marino. I don't know where that's even at. Do you know where that's at?
San Marino is a micronation that is in between both France and Spain.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, so for like a full Peru, Belgium, Andorra, Spain, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Ecuador. Yeah, these are the only countries that are doing worse than us. We are doing terrible. I'm not down for contact tracing. Well, I get.
You're not down for contact tracing.
Okay.
So you're telling me you
No,
love
you know
it
what?
when
Fine,
viruses spread.
Fine. Yeah. Just yeah. Let's not find out where it came from. Just yeah. No.
Let's not institute like really effective mitigation efforts that do their job in slowing the spread that were done tried and true in Japan, South Korea, places like that where their mitigation efforts were actually effective. Let's not do that.
Why campaign anywhere with the few counties that literally hold half the U.S. population? It'd be the same. In terms of campaigning, yes, but the votes itself would be different. The votes itself. Because no matter where we go during the no matter what system we have, while they're campaigning, there's always going to be a certain amount of space, like, or certain places they go to, like, where they're going to get the most bang for their buck. Yeah, that's obvious, okay? Like, it's basic. It'll switch from being Florida, like their most popular states. It'll go from Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Iowa, and Wisconsin. It'll switch to New York, Texas, Florida, California, and Illinois. Like, yeah, it'll just switch. There'll still be a couple states that they're gonna go to just because there's more people there. They get more bang for their buck. But in terms of the actual election, it'll better represent what the will of the people is. Thoughts on adding SCOTUS seats? I don't really feel like talking.
I'm
about
all
it.
for it. I'm all for it.
It's basically
because Yeah.
Yeah,
Basic.
Canada did great because they closed off their border to the U.S.
Yeah, that was probably the most effective measure that they instituted to block against the spread of the coronavirus. But
Vaccine
thoughts
and
on
maple
adding
syrup.
SCOTUS seats? Optically, it would not be a very good thing because Republicans are already sowing in the idea of people's heads that they're going to try to expand the courts. It's going to be unfair. It's going to, betray our democracy, whatever. But it's exactly what the Republicans have been doing to us for literal decades. And packing the Supreme Court with progressive judges would only serve to better represent the interests of the American people. It would completely just override the 6-3 conservative majority right now. Because if you don't know, Roe v. Wade is about to be revisited. What's the one, the Oberfell case about
Overfell v.
yeah,
Hodges.
Overfeld v.
Yeah.
Hodges, yeah, the gay rights case, that's going to be called into question. Gay marriage as a concept is going to be called into question. Um, so yeah, if you go and expand the Supreme, you know what? Go expand the Supreme Court, and you know what they should do? They should pass an amendment that says Supreme Court nominees, people on the Supreme Court can only hold their seat for 2 years before the sitting president needs to renominate one, except for Supreme Court justices that currently occupy the Supreme Court,
Hey,
including
Andreas
yeah,
Beer. Mwah. Thanks for following. Love you, dude.
including the ones that we have just recently expanded and put onto the Supreme Court. All those people get lifetime appointments, but after that, start introducing term limits. Just be completely unfair. Just completely stack the deck in the Democrats' favor.
Well, maybe so many jerk offs were running. Yeah, the riots. Yeah, no, the riot or the protest. The protest. There were no spikes in COVID after the protest because the people going there are sane, rational human beings that were wearing masks and keeping a distance from each other. Yeah, you can look up the data. There were no spikes due to protest. Biden for Senate. Yes, dude. Biden for Senate. Get the malarkey out of the Senate. Biden. He's gonna be like Emperor Palpatine. Biden will be the Senate. It may be revisited if we have no confirmation on being called up. Fascism is the best and most functional government. You are wrong. Do you think that all the polemics surrounding the separation of families at the border will pack negatively on Texas and Arizona? What do you mean you mean the polemic? What do you mean by that? Hang on. Abortion case was decided in 2 weeks by SCOTUS. Oh boy. Oh no. Wait, they weren't keeping their distance from each other. They were just wearing masks though. Well, yeah. Well, like you could. There were no spikes here. Let's.
You didn't see a spike because if you know the numbers, like I think it was like 10 million, over 10 million Americans participated in the Black Lives Matter rallies, and if there was a spike due to those rallies, it would have been correlative with the amount of people in those respective protests. There wasn't. You saw maybe like a couple small individual spikes, but nothing that was in proportion to the amount of people that were there. And the fact that they were wearing masks just speaks more to the fact that masks do indeed work. The example that I always look at is, say, Japan. They didn't do a nationwide lockdown. They had very targeted lockdowns based on evidence of contact tracing that they were able to find. They did very targeted economic lockdowns, and they said right off the bat, everybody wears masks. This is what we do now. We wear masks. They stayed under 1,000 deaths pretty much all summer. Masks 100% work.
Let's see.
A 15-week abortion ban in Mississippi will be in front of the Supreme Court of the United States in 2 weeks. I'll have to read about that a little bit. I predict nothing good will come of it.
That's some suicide fuel.
Democracy is extreme levels of cringe. Father knows best. State is king.
Okay, whatever you say.
All right.
Whatever you say, Chief.
So somebody had some issues with their father. No, state is not best, especially whenever the state does not represent the interests or the will of its people, of those who it represents.
Let's see. Is this on Scientific American?
You see, it's people that go on like come into our chat and say like, fascism is the best form of government
Hey,
that
you're.
really just drop. Go ahead.
I would say you're giving them way more than they need because that's all they said. They didn't even give us any argument for it. I don't even know why you even bother addressing them.
It's stuff like that that really drives me into like the anarchist way of thinking to where like even like democracy on its own is just an unnecessary hierarchy. Um, what I mean is if
Oh.
Trump will have less support by the Latino community in Arizona, Texas due to illegal immigrant children being separated from their families at the border. Yes, 100%. That is definitely going to hurt Trump. They should have actually publicized that more because if you remember, there was those clips back whenever Jeff Sessions was the attorney general. There were clips of them coming out and talking about the repeal of DACA and whatever, and it was literally a selling point of the Trump no tolerance immigration plan that children would be ripped away from their families. Like that's something they talked about and said like, yes, we should do that.
What I mean is, if Trump has less support by the Latino community, yeah,
Yes, that's what I was
yeah,
addressing.
yeah.
That's what I was
So,
addressing.
yeah, there's limited data, but trends show the places in Trump. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they said that. And Joe Biden selling America down the river to line his pockets really represents me. Well, Trump is actually doing that right now. So I would be more concerned about that if I were you.
But yeah, what do you mean? Citation needed.
Yeah.
Um.
Scary.
Yeah.
Hang on, I want to see that. I want to see when this abortion case.
I mean,
is.
every president does that. Yes, every president past FDR is a war criminal. Okay, that doesn't need to be addressed. But as far as like individual, like personal business practices go, as soon as you take office, any personal assets, any businesses that you own, any like investments, domestic or foreign, they need to be sold. You need to get rid of them. You need to eliminate literally any conflict of interest that you could possibly have. If there's even a shred of evidence of a conflict of interest, you need to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. In 1976, the president-elect at the time, Jimmy Carter, was in possession of a family peanut farm. The Supreme Court rightfully pointed out that this could cause a conflict of interest. A foreign government can come in here, give you emoluments through your peanut farm, and that means you would pass policies or you would treat your foreign relations in their favor because they gave you emoluments through your peanut farm. They made him sell it.
They made Jimmy Carter sell his fucking peanut farm.
They made him sell his peanut farm.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to address. Obama went from net worth of $4 million to $40 million. Well, I mean, yeah, because I think he sold like a fuckload of best-selling books and shit like that. Not that I don't think
Obama didn't have.
I don't think he grifted any money off the IRS. Like, I mean, I think he just. I mean, he became one of the most well-known people in the world, and people bought a shitload of his book. Like,
and plus, like literally any if you have a problem with people at the federal level, politicians at the federal level owning like private equity, having like assets or like investments, then you have a problem with literally every single politician in America, especially Republicans.
hang on, let's see.
So, okay, yeah, go ahead and read that.
I'll say, did you watch the new Borat movie? You bet I did. It was fucking great. What do you mean you had to stop watching it, dude? It was fucking great. Are you kidding?
Dude, there were some cringe scenes in there.
It was great though. I loved it. Hang on. Oh boy, hang on. We got a live one. You didn't hear about Joe Biden being in China's pocket. Okay, how? New York Post put on Twitter 2 weeks ago. Yeah, New York Post. Yeah, owned by Rupert Murdoch's News Corp empire. Yeah, that New York Post. Oh wait, Jack Dorsey censored the story and blocked the New York Post for posting it on Twitter. Oh yeah, well they blocked it being posted on Twitter because it was hacked material, and Twitter has a policy against hacked material. The all tis stuff. I should read this like how you actually type it because it hurts my head. Through all the stuff on Hunter's laptop got leaked. He was banging on his 14-year-old niece and doing deals. Man, just yeah, okay.
Wait.
It's not news.
You realize like not even Fox News will touch that, right? Like Fox News like dabbles in some really like, you know, some really sketchy shit as far as like sources go. They'll spread some fabricated information, but they won't even touch Hunter Biden. They're like, "Whoa, Rudy Giuliani's involved in that? Oh, we don't know. Get him
Yeah,
away from us."
it's not true. It's not true. None of that's true.
Carter put his businesses, including his peanut farm, Carter Farms, into a blind trust before taking office. He put them into a blind trust and then he sold them as soon. Yeah, because whenever they were in his blind trust or in the blind trust, they lost a ton of money.
Let's see. I want to go to the New York Post itself. I want to go to that dumpster fire of a publication itself. I want to see what they have to say.
Like there's a reason like nobody has access to that hard drive.
Because they won't give it up.
I don't even think. I don't even think the New York. I think only Rudy Giuliani has access to the hard drive. They don't want anybody getting it, and the circumstances around like the about how that hard drive was procured, just it should raise like red flag after red flag. Like you think the Russian investigation is malarkey? I don't know why you're so happy to accept this as just like indisputable fact.
It's because the facts aren't really their thing. We all know that. Let's see. Trump res against I want to see. Where's the original article? I want the original Hunter Biden article. I want the original one. I want to read it.
And plus, you know what? I'm going to employ the old debate tactic. Ready? I'm going to steel man his argument here. Let's say.
Where? Hang on. Wait. Hold up. Han, give me the link. Link it, please. Link it. If you know where it is, link it.
It takes logs in my brain. Yeah, link it.
Link it,
Source.
please. I want to see it.
Give
link
it in. Put it in the Discord. Put it in chat. I don't care. Link it to us.
Link it. I'll look at. I got 2 monitors. We're good. I'll look at it.
Giuliani was checking for his hard drive. Yeah, he was reaching down his pants trying to find the Biden hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, well, why? Hang on. Can somebody tell me why Hunter Biden is relevant to this, like to the presidential election? Can somebody like give me a good reason why, like right now? I'm kind of curious. Well, as I'm going through this, I would like to know. As I read this, I would like to know why Hunter Biden is even relevant. Let's see. Smearing opposition. That's the point. Yeah, I mean, I know that's the point. From a dipshit, I want to hear why. Let's see. Thank you for inviting me to DC and giving me an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's real. It's Russian. It's realty and honor and pleasure. The email reads. Let's see.
Cody, can you get my camera to refit in my box there, please?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Either side would do it, but that's the thing. Either side wouldn't do it. Do you realize how much dirt they could dig up on Donald Trump Jr., but just don't? Like, MSNBC, like, as much as I hate MSNBC, hate CNN, they're not going on every day talking about how Donald Trump has, like, 20 outstanding rape allegations. They don't talk about how he had, like, he was, like, close personal friends with Jeffrey Epstein. They just don't. You can't tell me that Democrats, or furthermore the Democrat media, would go after him for the same exact things, because they have all the ammo they would need, but they just don't go after him for that.
Oh, you sent me a private message. I was because I saw sent and I was like, what?
In the Discord? What, in the Bomb Squad general?
No, to our Twitch account. To like he sent me a DM.
Stormy Daniels was a huge talking point for them before the election. I thought that was during. His presidency.
Yeah, that was after he was elected.
And it wasn't just the Stormy Daniels; it was the hush money. People thought like there was like traces of evidence that he used campaign funds to give Stormy Daniels hush money.
Hang on, it's
like just him banging a porn star wasn't the big thing. It was the hush money that was a big thing.
Yeah, I don't give a shit that Trump banged a porn star. I don't give a fuck. Like,
I would not open that page on Twitch. Yeah, Cody, if there's fucking Hunter Biden nakies in there.
I'm way ahead of you. I'm way ahead of you. I want to see his fucking schlong. Let's see some Biden Schmeat.
Biden Schmeat. I mean, they pick and choose what
gnews.com.
they want to cover every time I look nearly at all media outlets. All I see is Trump did this, Trump did that. Well, yeah, that's what happens whenever you have a president that conducts himself the way that Trump does. Especially whenever you have just information coming out like hand over fist about like his taxes and his foreign investments and yeah, how much he paid in taxes. He has a secret bank account in China. Like it's just I mean, it's the media. It's a great day to be in like the national media because man, you have a really easy job. You don't have to do a lot of digging anymore to find like a story, a filler story.
Yeah, any reason I'm getting uh G News. Okay.
What are the polls looking like right now? We can go back into the polls if you want. We're
Yeah.
pretty much. I was gonna cover right wing militias, but I feel like we can just do that on Saturday.
What is G News and why is its headline "Take Down the CCP"? All right.
Yeah, we can do a small little segment here on the polls. It's getting to be like what? Yeah, 12 o'clock. We're about to be getting off here soon. Within like the next half hour. There's an audio clip you can play on stream. There's nothing dirty there, just him being a traitor. Okay, but what's your definition of being a traitor? Like the only like emails that there are, like the only tangible evidence that you have, if they are actually like it's actual like real evidence, like substantive evidence, all it says is that maybe Joe Biden once met a CEO.
Yes, affirm I'm 18 of age before I watch it. All right, let's see. We're not publishing these photos to spread pornography. Okay.
I also refuse to vote Biden this act, if only because his gun policies are pretty hard left. I mean, he can take like I've heard that, but there was another guy on our stream a couple weeks ago that was talking about how he's a Republican, but he was going to vote for Biden, but the only thing that was stopping him from voting for Biden, I think, did we get him to change his mind?
What's that?
We might have ended up getting him to like flip because Biden can take however strong of a stance he wants on gun rights. There's literally nothing he can do to get Americans' guns taken away from them. Like there's just nothing he could do. He would have to like pass another amendment that would revoke certain provisions of the Second Amendment, and that's just not going to happen. There's no way he can do that. And plus, he kind of backed off all the gun talk recently. I haven't heard him talk about guns that much. I think somebody says somebody that says BK fries are better than McDonald's is a traitor. That's true. Broad definition.
Most of these video descriptions are in Chinese, so that's an issue I have with this website.
Taking money on his dad's behalf for China and Russia to buy influence. Wait, buy influence in Russia? If I remember correctly, Biden was like leveraging aid to Ukraine because he wanted an inspector general out of there that was like in Russia's orbit of influence. Like he was trying to get Russian influence out of Ukraine. If we're referring to, the Burisma. I watched an interview. Hunter Biden's business parts are pretty bad stuff. That gun lobby is pretty huge. Wait, what gun lobby? I don't know. It's still posted on his site, clear as day, but everyone seems to ignore it. He could just ban assault rifles with the Congressional Act if they win the Senate. That would go to the Supreme Court and eject them. Yeah, something like that would have to go to the Supreme Court because if you're going to institute like. He probably couldn't even do that in an executive order because what do you need to overrule an executive order? You need just like a simple majority of the Senate. That would go, he would either have to issue an executive order or try to pass another law or pass another amendment, which definitely isn't happening, right? That's not on the table. But if he was trying to pass that in a bill, if he tried to pass gun reform in a bill, it would go through not only probably the Supreme Court at the end of the road, but also, Republican thrashing in both the House and the Senate. And the Democrats would be the party that, makes concessions to the Republicans. They're the ones that would like capitulate to some of their interests. If they add seats, then passes SCOTUS. Oh, I hope so. I hope they add seats. Not for the
Hey
optics.
guys,
Not...
hey, I'm gonna give my my take on this. Everything I'm looking at looks like it's a load of shit. and whoever sent me this, I forget what your name is. I think you're a massive fucking moron. Like, I think you have like an IQ of like 20.
Is it like one of those like QAnon pages? Like
Well, a lot of it's like some things are in Chinese and some are in English. I don't know like what this site even is, like where it's based and what it does. Like G News Media copyright. Yeah, it's like a Chinese. This is like a Chinese website.
Tony, I mean, dude, you can literally inflate any like negative thing you want about Hunter Biden, but if that's the bar to which you are going to hold presidential nominees, then you have to take a good hard look, a long hard look at what Trump's been doing. He's had Saudi Arabian lobbyists go to his hotels in Washington, pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for rooms and service, and then he gives them a massive arms deal while they're simultaneously committing a genocide in Yemen. He has millions upon millions of foreign investments. He's made a shit ton of money, avoided taxes, has secret Chinese bank accounts, and that's just on the surface level. That's just what investigators and whistleblowers were able to come up with. Like, if that's your line of attack for Joe Biden, his son might have done some sketchy shit, then he voting for Trump is not in your best interest. And yeah, that's the thing too. It never gets any traction.
So here's the thing.
The only people on board with the Hunter Biden crap are people that are already like dug into their Trump trenches.
Here's the thing. Whatever your name is, I don't care what it is because you're a fucking moron. You're saying like, oh, there's evidence. I'm looking at none of this is like verifiable because it'll just say like I'm watching. It's just going like this video. It just says like, where is it? It'll just have like, most of these are just videos saying that like, yeah, Hunter was doing this, or it's like none of these are verifiably real. That's the point. Like nobody has Biden's laptop and can actually look at this. It's just like a bunch of shit that they're claiming it's from it. Like, dude, you're a fucking moron. Like, I don't know how you got this far in life. Like,
well, that's the type of evidence that they're willing to take at face value because that's the extent to which they have to stretch themselves to find anything remotely embellishing about Joe Biden. Whenever I could give you a laundry list of things that I don't like about Joe Biden. I mean, why don't they just... I mean, I know why they don't. But the most effective line of attack that you could have against Joe Biden is that he's a neoliberal corporatist that's just going to go in there and change nothing.
Stop the play. Yeah, he's on fucking Chinese.
在中共而言啊，
Yeah.
那就是分分钟都可以做的。
I don't trust any of this shit. It's like a YouTube shit. Yeah, it's a Chinese YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Like... Let's see.
Run by a Chinese guy that hates the CCP. You know what, dude? I'm sold. Sounds like the most credible guy, most credible source in the world. Like, there's a reason that not even, like...
Even like obviously... They're so sold because Republicans love the virtue signal about anything sex-related. So they're so... Like, I'm going on, like, you know, Biden Obama $1 billion deal to sell out America. And all it's still all just about the sex videos. That's still all that it's about. Even if these are real, because, I mean, they there's a very good shot they're not. Like, even if they are real, like, so what? Hunter Biden's getting his dick sucked. So what? Like, so what? You think if you don't go to anybody's phone, you can find a video of them getting their dick sucked? Like, do you know what? Do you know what year we live in? Do you like this is the digital age, dude? We all record each other doing fucking sexual things on our phones. Like, even if it is Hunter Biden get his dick sucked, so what?
I would take the tactic that Biden has been in politics for 47 years and go after his accomplishments or lack thereof. I mean, you could go for that. You can go for, like, you know, the 47 years in the Senate or whatever. I don't think that's very effective because he wasn't president.
Hang on.
You could say, you know, oh, he was vice president or whatever, but the things he advocated for, like the 1994 crime bill, like that's a big line of attack for Trump. He still to this day supports most of what the 1994 crime bill was in the actual bill.
Hey, did you ever look at a side by side of the girl in the video and Natalie Biden? It's clearly not the same person. Like, again, whoever you are, whatever your name is, Han Fixer, you're a fucking idiot. Like, get out of chat. Like, I don't want you here anymore. Like, you're just annoying me now. You're just a fucking idiot.
Nobody cares he was banging hookers. He was banging his 14-year-old niece and selling out America. Dude, I like actual, like, legitimate
There's
citation.
Nothing in here. There's nothing in here that is verifiable. Like, none of this is verifiably real. Like, I don't know where any of this came from.
Like, this is no longer, like, borderline conspiratorial, like, the laptop stuff. Like, I mean, this is actual conspiracy. Do you see any like code? Do you see like any red circles and like yarn strings connecting pictures on corkboard?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. They're all like putting red circles around shit. Yeah. Whoever you are, you're a fucking idiot. Get out of my chat. I don't want you here.
The only thing you got out of that link that he sent to you was a list for child porn.
Yeah, probably.
It's
this is all one big fucking honeypot. Yeah, these images are not real. Like,
yeah, like people say, like, oh, there's a reason they don't want you to see this. This is going to completely destroy Joe Biden's political career. But no, there's actual an actual reason. Like, nobody touches that stuff because it's just conspiratorial bullcrap that's just used to further a narrative and dig yourself deeper into a hole that you just are unwilling to get out of. Like, if you were actually, again, refer back to what I always say, if you were actually concerned about corruption, literally just take a quick look at what Trump's doing. And then I will be here waiting with open arms whenever you come to me and say, you know what, you're right. Trump is completely and utterly corrupt as a human being and he needs to be kicked out of office.
Oh yeah, what's the evidence people are putting in the comments? They're linking it to 4chan boards. Like, yeah, this is a load of shit. Get the fuck out of chat. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
Get out of here. I don't know why you're still here.
Did you know Hunter Biden was banned?
Yeah, obviously I wish I didn't care about like not being kicked off Twitch, because I would go through this and show you guys, because it's all a load of shit. Like, it's honestly it's pretty amusing to go through, honestly. Like, if you guys get the time, go through it yourself, because it is kind of funny, but like it's all a load of shit. Like, these are some of the most blatantly photoshopped images I've ever seen in my life. Like,
the problem is there are text messages of him complaining here. Again, citation needed. And no, we do not accept 4chan. We do not accept like dark web crap. Like, there is a standard to which you have to hold evidence, and the standard to which you're holding evidence that can be levied against your unfavorable candidate is a hell of a lot lower than anything that you would hold your own candidates to. Like, anything that's covered by the New York Times, anything that's covered by the Washington Post, it's automatically fake news, not because of your questioning its credibility, but because it's just against Trump. All right, what do we got here? You used to have a segment where you say first thoughts on conservative phrases, like those things where
that would be funny.
You say the first thing that comes to your mind when you look at a pic. React faces like drain the swamp, make America great again would be great. Are you still going to cover early voting? I mean, we can.
Yeah.
We're actually kind of running out of time.
Yeah, I would say 11. I always have rough days after stream.
But no, we can look at the polls again. We do really need to like pivot off of this topic because this is like.
Hang on. Hey, why are you still here? Leave. I don't want you here.
There's more evidence that Trump's PETA than Biden hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. Oh yeah. All that stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I said, dude. I think I said, like, before the first presidential, I said I would literally get naked on stream and get banned on Twitch if Biden brought up Epstein during the debate. I would get naked on Twitch. Let's see.
But yeah, we'll take a look at the polls again here real quick before we get off.
Yeah, let's look at that early voting though.
Early voting is actually up in Texas. Texas, I'm pretty sure, is like the biggest state where it's having like the most influence. I think in 2016, election turnout in Texas was something like 9 million people, and we're already at like I think 6 million early votes submitted in Texas. Are you gonna go blue, baby? Oh, if again, dude, if Texas turns blue, that would remove any shadow of a doubt. Like Trump couldn't contest that. How do you contest that? It's Texas. I live in the biggest county by population in Texas. We voted blue in the last 3 elections. Yeah, I mean, if you guys keep growing, because the census is going to be put out in like what 2021, and you guys are projected to get 41 electoral votes. And with the continuing flight from all these like liberal areas coming into Texas, you guys are like on a fast pace to turn blue here. And the Republicans are going to have to really compensate for those lost electoral votes. Like there's going to be some big systemic changes in the Republican Party as a means of retaining Texas in the upcoming 2022 Senate race, 2024 presidential race. Largest cities typically more left-leaning. Yes, they are inherently more left-leaning because diversity, education, stuff like that. QAnon dumb fucks think Trump was undercover when he hung out with Epstein. Yeah. He was undercover. He was doing investigative reporting to find out what Epstein was doing.
Yeah, I killed Epstein. It was me. Epstein didn't kill himself. I did it. Spread it around. Let everyone know. Spread it around. Epstein didn't kill himself. It's true. I did it.
Texas will allow steers to vote. Yeah, dude, that I'll tell you what, that's not too far out of the scope of what Republicans would be willing to do.
Oh, damn it. We gotta buy a Time subscription. Hey, no, again, we need to form an atomization LLC, and I need to write off subscriptions to the Washington Post and the New York Times.
So well, I told you I can change the Washington Post login to an atomization one.
Yeah, do that.
And if you get a New York Times, then we'll be able to do it, because there's actually a really cool interactive map on the Washington Post where you can mess with like the margins and stuff for different demographics of the popular vote and see who wins. Which, by the way, allow me to share this little piece of interesting data as we are talking about the election.
So I can show it.
It's on the Washington Post.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to try to give you my best rhetorical interpretation of what this visual is. So basically, they give you a map, and there's a drop-down menu where you can have like different demographics of people. Say like you drop down and you want to see how much of a change within the Black community, the Latino community, the Asian community, white college males, white non-college males, college women, different demographics that you get to select, so that way you could see what respective changes or what changes they would have in their respective electoral outcomes in accordance with those changes. And so I went on and I was like, what's the number one demographic of people that are abandoning Trump in this election?
Boomers.
The boomers, exactly. The old people. You got your 65 plus, and 65 plus is a demographic that is selectable on this drop-down menu. Their turnout in 2016 was about 72%, right? That's the highest percentage of any age demographic, because old people love to vote. They love it. Trump in 2016, with that 72% turnout, boomers favored him, 65 plus, 15 points in favor of Trump, right? So if you adjust it just a little bit, if you make some like relatively safe assumptions, say, they get closer to like 75% turnout, 74% turnout, and the most recent national polls have Biden leading among old people. Leading, like Biden like plus 15 in some instances. Now, those may be outliers, whatever, but I mean, the consensus among the polls is very clear. Biden is now leading among old people. So if you take Trump's plus 15 margin he had in 2016 and start to shrink it down in Democratic favor, 1 percentage point difference gives Biden Michigan. That's all he needs. 1 percentage point difference in Democratic favor among 65 plus, Michigan becomes his. 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. 4 points literally gets him the election. 4 points among senior citizens gives him the election. Flips Michigan, flips Wisconsin, flips Pennsylvania. You go 1 more point, 2 more points, 3 more points. Oh. If you get him to +5, or Republicans +5 among 65 plus people, that puts Biden at 307 electoral votes.
Yeah, they're dying. Hang on, I like that. They're dying. Oh yeah, I'll play the Biden Despacito clip as the last thing we do before we log off. That would be the last at 10:59. I'm told what's a chud. Oh, a chud is just like a general derogatory term to somebody that's a conservative. I'll get you an exact definition. What a chud is.
A chud. I can give you some examples. Like Ben Shapiro is a conservative chud. Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it's typically somebody that's like, where is it at? Yeah, on the socialist left to describe conservatives, members of the alt-right libertarians, and even liberals, as the connotation is very yeah. It was popularized by Chapo Trap House. Yeah, it was popularized by them. Yeah,
wait, because you're young when you're dumb as shit? Wait.
Hey, oh wait, I said, dude, get out of my fucking chat. Why are you still here? I keep telling you, get out. You wasted my time.
When you're young, you're more in tune with, the general consensus of what people are doing. Whenever you're old, you tend to consolidate into, different circles, and you tend to hold values that you had whenever you were a child. Ergo, they are more conservative because whenever they were young, that was during the conservative spike in America. That's whenever you had Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, or George H.W. Bush, Richard Nixon. It was a much more conservative time, and they've retained those values over time. That's why they're more conservative. If you look at college-educated young people, say 26 to 30, they are for the most part Democratic voters.
But Ben Shapiro is just a dork.
Yeah. It isn't until you get into white non-college educated males to where you start seeing young support or youth support for Trump. So yeah, that's another stupid comment. I'm sorry.
Again, leave, please.
I believe in gay marriage, legal drugs. I mean, you can believe in all those cultural issues all you want. It's just that you're so quick to accept just this completely dismissible evidence in the name of discrediting an unfavorable political opponent whenever you have evidence literally sitting right in front of you about all the corruption that's taken place in the Trump administration. True, non-vote for him. Shapiro's a dork. Yeah, Shapiro's a dork.
Hey, anyone that's in chat right now that is not following us, please consider following, coming back, and hanging out.
Just do it, though. Just do it. Actually, don't consider it. Just do it.
I'm triggered? Wait, am I triggered?
Actually, no. No, he's talking to this Han dude.
Oh.
But I mean, if you're actually in chat, just follow us. Just do it.
Hang on, Han. Wait, hold up. Just last thing. This is the last thing I'm going to address to you. Who are you voting for? I'm on the right and dislike Trump. I don't care. I don't care what stupid fucking point you're making. Who are you voting for? I'm on the right and dislike Trump. I just don't like Judge. I knew it. Oh, I knew it. It's even worse. You're even more fucking stupid. Jesus Christ. Still Trump. I can't get behind the Biden gun ban. That's a dumb way.
I don't understand. I understand. Yes, conservatives don't like that, but that shouldn't be the tipping point for you. There are much more relevant cultural issues that need to be addressed. Not just cultural issues, but systemic issues that a second Trump administration, a second Trump regime would just exacerbate.
And they won't. And they posture Trump has done more gun bans than Obama did. People in 4 years, Trump has done more gun bans than Obama did his entire 8. So I don't get that point. People just have this perception that Republicans will always protect, and they don't. They flat out don't. They Republicans enact more gun control than anybody. I'll look that up before we leave, or before we play Biden Despacito.
But yeah, I mean, I can understand. I get where you're coming from. I mean, you like your guns. You fit into that like camp of conservatives. But I mean, I really think if you haven't voted yet, you should seriously consider voting for Biden, because the potential damage that can be done from a second full term of Trump is just unmeasurable, especially considering what's happened already. The bump stock ban was stupid. I prefer a guy shooting at me with using bump stock. Wait, what? It's not a matter about what you prefer getting killed by. It's a matter of like how efficiently you get the killing done. That's what they were taking into consideration. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I think he's gonna win again. There's always a real threat. I think it's good to be cautious, but it's also good to be optimistic. It's good to be optimistic, especially if you just take in the polls, like just forget 2016. Okay, forget it. I can argue to you all I want and all you want to hear about it. Like 2016 is not the same as 2020.
Gotta throw it on. So there's this article here that says the gun industry misses Obama. Alec, I guarantee. What if the gun lobby paid Obama to posture about banning guns so they could sell way more guns? Think about it, dude. Think about it.
Oh, you got the tinfoil hat on and everything.
Yeah, dude. Think about it.
So what if the NRA was secretly funneling the Obama administration money?
Wait, Justin, are you serious?
Threaten.
Shit. God, it's not working. They're still reading my thoughts.
Oh, god damn it, dude.
Hang on, I gotta scramble them. I just gotta think about random shit.
You gotta throw them off your trail.
Yeah, exactly, dude. The government's reading your thoughts. Make sure they're scrambled. Just think. Just bounce around from idea to idea. Never let them know.
Fuck the NRA. They can die in a fire. Hey, man, that's the first good take you've had all night. Proud of you.
Oh yeah, the panic buy is always real, dude.
Absolutely.
The panic buy is always real. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's our conspiracy of the day. That all these major gun manufacturers paid Obama to posture against gun control, posture for gun control, so that way they can sell shitloads of guns.
You know what? Now that's a conspiracy I can get behind.
Let's see.
The GOA is the Superior Gun Owners Organization. Well, the NRA used to be like an actual good organization that, you know, represented the interests of gun owners before they turned into like this lobbying group that, you know, just secured the interests of like white gun owners. And you know, even if you just ignore all they're doing with like extorting all this money from, you know, fundraising dollars and stuff, they're just overall pretty bad organization.
I flipped 18 $600 ARs for $1,400 a pop. Hey, sounds like you got more capitalist ingenuity than most of these gun manufacturers do.
What do I think will happen under a second Trump term? Well, it depends, because right now it's looking like the Democrats are going to take a even larger majority of the House of Representatives, and they might possibly take the Senate. Like I think it's like 2/3 in favor for Democrats to take the Senate. So it would be kind of hard to get anything substantive, like any kind of policies that would damage, you know, America through that kind of resistance. But what would be bad in a hypothetical second Trump term is just a perpetuation of the damaging discourse, right? I mean, he literally has almost a little less than half of this nation convinced that coronavirus is some kind of like democratically constructed hoax, and that, you know, anybody that speaks out against him is automatically an enemy of the state. We see that with his branding of like all media outlets that criticize him as being like Antifa, far left garbage. So that by itself would be bad enough. Now, if he were able to get like a second term of the presidency and the Senate, then they would pass some laws, or they would repeal certain regulations and protections that would just do so much irreversible damage, especially whenever it comes in terms of like climate, foreign policy, just general
You cut out.
American liberties, individual.
You're
This you look at and.
Shut up. You're freezing up. You gotta repeat everything you said.
Stupid.
It's Trump's record. Oh yeah, into a gun jerk off session. I mean, guns are pretty cool, I guess.
Chat turning into a gun jerk session. I'm sorry if I cut out. If you want me to repeat what I just said, I can, but I'm sure you get the gist. I'm only 24, but I own a 50 caliber rifle. That's great. I want to get a gun.
Yeah, I was, as I always tell the story. I can take my foil off. No, I was going to buy one in August. Then I went to the store and I was like, because I just wanted to buy like a 9mm, like a Glock or something. And I go there, I was like, because I had two buddies that came into town that are much more knowledgeable in guns than I was. And I was like, yo, I want you guys to come with me, you know, like help me out. Pick one out. And they were like, okay. So we go to this place. Again, we're like, yeah, you got like 9mm, like Glocks, like, you know, nothing like crazy expensive. And they were like, yeah, we have a couple, but like we have no ammo for, or like we only have a handful of them, and we have no 9mm rounds. I was like, at all? Like they're like, no. I was like, when's the next like shipment coming? Like, can I buy the gun today and then get the ammo next week? Like, what's the whole thing? They were like, we have no idea when we can get more ammo. And so I was like, yeah, it's probably not. I'm not gonna buy a gun then.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit bipartisan here, okay? But I'm gonna need you guys to calm down, okay? We have some rules. I don't know if you saw them, but one of those rules is don't harass your fellow chatters.
Only I'm allowed to harass chatters.
Only we're allowed to harass chatters, okay?
Yeah.
Only we're allowed to, okay? You guys, we're allowed to, okay?
call me the 4-inch Punisher who just followed. Sir Brewski, thanks for following. Mwah! Love you, dude.
Okay. Do as we say, not as we do. Okay, we'll harass you literally all we want, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. If you don't like it, leave. But don't harass each other, because we don't want to be held responsible for like anybody like feeling bad and leaving the stream.
Except that one dude that sent me the Hunter Biden links. I want him gone. That was annoying. That was a waste of my time.
I appendix carry because I have no chance of blowing my dick off. I mean, that's not going to happen. I mean, if you know how to like handle a firearm, there's just literally zero chance of that happening. But
to go with chaotic, to go with forces. Yeah, I hate fucking gun culture. Like, I hate the people that are like the wannabe operator. Like, I don't know. They're like, you could tell the only exercise they get is getting up off the couch, going to the fridge, getting another beer, and going back to the couch. Like, you know, and they're wearing like tactical vests and camo and walk around like, yeah. Like, I think those people are. I think those people are cringy as fuck. I think gun culture is cringy as fuck, but I think guns are okay.
And I think, you know, this is one area that I think I take maybe like a less left-leaning position on, and it's that a lot of the discourse that dominate, like say like anti-gun rhetoric, anti-gun policy, is you know, centered around that toxic gun culture, whenever it really shouldn't. Right, they brand that kind of toxic culture as the entirety of gun ownership in America.
Yeah, I'll say,
and that's damaging to individual gun rights.
Yeah, I guarantee if I just Google like gun culture, I'll show you what I mean. like I have no issue with guns at all, but like, can't really find exactly what I need. Where's like I want to find like a guy that like what I'm describing, or yeah, okay, like this, like maybe even
on my screen right now.
Like this, I don't get like whenever I see a dude that owns like this many fucking guns, I'm like, do you really need that many? Like for one person? Like I know people that have like more guns than people in their house. Like, or I guess maybe there's like different kinds of like gun. You know what I mean? You could like keep like a handgun, a shotgun, a rifle. Like, you know, like I guess I get that then. Where's like, man, where's here? Wait. Operator in like public? Is that what it's like? One of these guys? Nah.
All men love guns. I don't want to say all men love guns. You can't just like you can't just group them into that, especially if you're going to talk about, say, like, you know, the toxic gun culture. I don't want to say I wouldn't organize myself into like a group of people that likes guns, but
Guns
I would
guns,
like to own one.
I think people should own them. Yeah. I'm weird to be a migrant American. I'm a fat half Mexican, half Native American. Loves gun, wants better healthcare, lives in poverty. Have a harsh line for and votes right. Yeah, dude, you're a fucking enigma. You are an enlightened centrist. Like you sound like a. Hey, anybody that's watching right now that hasn't followed, consider following and hanging out. But because we gotta go, it's past my bedtime. My mom said it's my bedtime, and she'll get really mad if I'm still my pillow. She won't know about
you tricky little bastard.
Yeah, dude, I keep my Nintendo DS under my pillow. You should go to Yang then. Nah. Barney. All right, we're gonna play Despacito.
Make a plan.
Fuck off. Wait, what? What? I see you sign over there.
Well, like, why are you so adamant about playing copyrighted shit on stream? Like, does it give you a thrill to play something that's copyrighted on stream?
Yeah.
Does it give you like a little boost to your dopamine flow into your brain every time you play something copyrighted?
Yeah. Now shut up. The video's starting.
Let's have one thing to say.
He has one thing to say, guys.
Hang on here. All right.
You gotta dance like him.
There you go. Dance a little bit, Joe. Come on. I'll tell you, my man. I'll tell
There
you.
you go. Actually, that's probably not even long enough to get copyrighted anyway. There you go. Biden.
Here's what I want somebody to do. Is it over?
If we all got $1,000 a month, we all pay our doctor bills. You can also pay your doctor bills, just not having to pay doctor bills to begin with.
Yeah, Medicare for all. You know what I want? Is the video over?
Yeah.
You know what I want somebody to do in chat? Like, actually,
yeah.
Take that video, and then if anybody knows the song "Bleed" by Meshuggah, make that the song he plays.
Hang on, I guarantee it already exists. I guarantee that already exists. 100%. I guarantee it already exists. Alec, you metalhead.
That would just be so funny because Bleed's like just like the quintessential, like it's just like the magnum opus of like just obscenely heavy music.
Come on, somebody had to have done it.
Is my audio still coming through clear to you?
Yeah.
Cause dude, my Twitch stream is literally just like it can't keep up with itself. It's just lagging all over the place.
I want to see if he'd play any metal. But I can make that. I'll make that video. I can make that.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to pay for it. I want somebody in chat to just do it for free.
It's like Biden said, "You ain't black."
And then I'll give them props if they do it.
Exactly. Hey, listen. We're gonna. Okay. All right. You heard it here. Redeemable at any to any black man you see. Just tell me vote Biden. He'll understand. Oh, here. What about Metal Trump Bleed?
Everybody's seen that, dude.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen that? All right.
No, I haven't seen it. Voting for Biden gives you none. That's gonna be copyrighted. Actually, well, it's in a different pitch. It might be okay. Where's his lyrics? Come on.
Russia's pain increasingly engaged. Century receptors succumb. I know it now. Only agony.
Anybody like Meshuggah? Anybody? I grew up in the ghetto. I already have mine. Cool. All right. Still vote right. All right. That's fine. Oh, that's right. You said you're half Mexican, half Native American. Wait a minute. Oh, that's always a contentious debate I see. Or do Hispanic people have N-word passes? Biden is African American. Biden is black. Hey, wait. Where's that comic? Your streamer's log. Hey, popcorn. I haven't seen you. Yeah, people were saying
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't-
I
yeah.
have no issues on my end. I do. It keeps telling like it says my stream quality is good. Like no, I have no dropped frames or anything.
Yeah, well, dude, mine is lagging like literally all over the place. Like it hasn't stopped for like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know.
And the viewer count is really weird too because it'll go from like 20 viewers to like 6, and then jump back up to like 15.
Yeah, my network isn't like. Oh, yeah, OBS is the only thing that's taken on my net. Yeah, it's like yeah, I'm fine. I don't know what's going on. Hang on. You ain't black. You ain't black. Where's that comic? There's that comic where like he goes to a girl that like says she's not voting for him, and he just goes like, "Then you ain't black," and like sucks the color out of her. Oh, comic. Where's it at? Ah, there it is. Ah, where's it at? There, here it is. Ew, Reddit. We're going to Reddit.
Dude, if people are seeing the stream the way I'm seeing it right now, it's literally unwatchable.
Yeah, 10 frames. Here, there you go. This is what we'll leave you out to. I'll never vote for you. I am afraid you ain't black. There you go. That's if just a warning. If you're black and you don't vote for Biden, this is what's gonna happen to all of you. All right. Yeah, I have no drop frames. I got great internet. All right. Hey, thanks for
If anybody's just do it. We'll love you that much more if you just do it.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I don't know why the video's doing that. But thanks everyone for watching. We will see you Saturday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central.